Hi, y'all. How are we doing today? We have 2 streams in 1 week. Who is this, Corgi? Hi, it's me, Corgi. Listen, I told you guys I wanted to do a stream with Becky Hill's email. Well, I was debating if I should do a video, if I should do a stream. But honestly, I like interacting with you guys live, and I thought it'd be more fun to just do a live stream with you guys. And I know people are like, I'm tired of Becky Hill. I'm tired of Murdoch. I know. I'm sorry. But I went over the emails this past weekend, and I do think they're pretty fucking interesting. Oh, wait, I'm not supposed to cuss in the first, couple seconds of my intro, right? Ooh. Anyways, I thought they were interesting, and I wanted to go over them with you guys. The pages are quite lengthy. However, I got y'all. I took down notes on all this. It's over 2,000 pages, like Dick Harpootlian said during the evidentiary hearing, but a lot of it is just repeats of the same email chains, a lot of blank pages. I just want to go over with you guys, and I got notes here, and I don't think it will take more than 1 to 2 hours, maybe. I don't know. Y'all can have me in the background, and then I'll just read you guys these emails, and y'all let me know if they're interesting or not. Or is it just like, oh, Corgi, you're just really nosy, and you're just like snooping around things, okay? It could be that too. Hi, Taxi. Hi, Daniela. Hi, Edward. How are you doing today? Hello. Hi, JC. I could watch you all day. Oh, man. Thank you. Thank you. Becky with the good hair. She does have good hair. I will say she does have good hair. Hi, Miss Mentaz. I think in the email, she got a couple compliments about her hair. Or actually, I can't tell if you're being sarcastic, but I think she has a nice head of hair. Anyways, how is everyone doing? Today is it Thursday? Wait, yes, because I have my dentist appointment. Oh my God. Shiro, hi. Oh wait, I forgot. Shiro, I was supposed to give Shiro his little bone thing. Hello. Hold on a second. All right, chat, entertain each other for a second. I'm gonna give Shiro his bone. Y'all silly little corgi. Oh, good. We're live on the Twitch too. Becky with the good hair, low IQ beneath it. I have a lot of mixed feelings about Miss Becky. I do. I really do. And I will go over the emails, and I'll let you guys know my thought process as I was reading this. Because let's say when the accusations came out with Dick and Jim, when they did the whole press release thing on like September, it was like a couple days after my sister's birthday. Was it in September or August? Somewhere in the fall time, okay? They came out with these fucking accusations saying that Becky Hill was jury tampering, and she was going around saying all these things, telling them to watch Murdoch, watch him closely, as if he was already guilty, trying to implant things into the jury's mind. And so when they came out that press release, I was like, ooh, things are not looking good. But I was like, you know what? Maybe they're just reaching. Maybe they are. I don't know. Maybe they're just fibbing or something like that. And then so we, wait a couple weeks, wait a couple months. And I think there were like court motions that are being filed. We were reading through them. And I read through Dick and Jim's court stuff. And I was like, okay, this looks interesting. But I don't know. I don't really feel too strong about it, right? It didn't really convince me. And then I read the state's motion, and I was like, okay, this makes sense. Maybe a lot of the stuff that was being said was actually said by Creighton Waters, and they maybe confused it with Becky Hill, possibly, right? And then we had the evidentiary hearing, and I was like, okay. We have a couple jury that are saying, or a couple members of the jury that are saying that Becky Hill said some stuff, but it seems like it could have been innocuous. But then there's one person that said that, like, oh, I felt like she influenced my decision. Although what she said during the hearing was very different than what she had on the affidavit. In the affidavit, she said she was pressured by other jury members to come to a guilty verdict. But at the hearing, she said that she was pressured by Becky Hill for a guilty verdict. And so I remember they were like, okay, well, there's a difference in statements. But I was like thinking, both could be true. Maybe they are true, or maybe they just didn't do a good job with writing the affidavit out, or I don't know. But I don't know. I still feel really weird about the Becky Hill stuff, because I wanted there to be more witnesses to really reinforce some of the things that she was doing. For example, whether or not she gave a jury member a ride home, right? That's what her friend and also her colleague, Rhonda McElveen, said. She was like, oh yeah, Becky Hill, please don't tell me that you gave the jury a ride home. And Becky was like, oh, it's fine. The bailiff was there. We didn't talk about anything in the court session. And Rhonda's like, But then Becky Hill went up there and Becky was like, I never did that. And I was like, okay, well, we have two people with two different versions of stories. We want to hear from the bailiff. There's no bailiff. And then also when they were talking about the Judge Newman thing, where Judge Newman said that he wasn't happy that a staff member talked to the jury member without his presence, Becky was like, I didn't do that. And I was like, man, I kind of want to hear from Judge Newman then, because Judge Newman didn't specify which member of his staff talked to the jury member. Maybe it was someone else. I don't know. I don't think in the transcript, I don't think he specified it. So I was like, I want to hear from more people. I want to hear from other people. And we didn't because, you know, the judge that was overseeing the case, she wanted to have a very limited scope, which is understandable, right? She doesn't want to pull in like all these people to testify, Judge Newman, the bailiff, you know, even Creighton Waters, blah, blah, blah. But I kind of wanted her to. I wanted to find out more information. Some people in my chat were like, oh, maybe Rhonda McElveen, the lady who went up there and testified, she was a clerk of court of a different county. She came in to assess the Becky Hill stuff, or sorry, the Murdaugh stuff, because it was a big murder trial that was happening. It might have been the first murder trial. Wait, was it the first murder trial? No, it was like the first largest murder trial that was happening in Colleton County or something like that, or Hampton County. I forgot which county we in Colleton or Hampton County. I don't remember. But people were like, hey, Rhonda McElveen, maybe she was jealous of Becky Hill for writing this book. Maybe that's her motive, but I don't know. Hello, John. I don't know who Fannie Willis is. I have no idea who that is, but keep me updated on that, I guess. Let me know if it's interesting. Hi, Corgi. Please let me know. Oh, my P.O. box. Shoot, Nicole. I completely forgot that I was assigned a homework assignment to get my P.O. box address. Give me a second. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, I'm getting the P.O. box address right now. I'm getting it right now. Oh boy. Yeah. So I don't know. I just felt so conflicted. I felt like Becky Hill may have said some shit, but I don't know if she was saying it with the intention of really trying to persuade the jury to vote guilty, or if she's just a person who's just very chatty and she just talks a lot, right? I don't know. And then I want to go through her emails. And like when I first opened the emails, I was like, bro, this is over 2,000 pages. Whoa! Do I have too much time in my head? But a lot of the emails, like I said, were redundant. A lot of them were just like duplicated email chains, and my mouse is dying right now, so I'm going to recharge it. And yeah, let me catch up with you guys for a second here. Okay, yes, but I forgot I bought a little kawaii crochet set. Oh, there's a corgi in there. Wait, really? Oh, Nicole, I'm very excited. Okay, I asked my husband for the P.O. box address, and I think he probably has it memorized. But thank you. I do appreciate it. I'll try to get it by the end of the stream. I'm really bad with homework assignments. Hi, lady. How are you doing today? Hi, Storm. Hello, guys, over on the Twitch chat. Hope you guys are doing well. And, oh, did I forget to update my Twitch? It says I'm playing Overwatch today. Oh, shoot. I'm not playing Overwatch today. I just updated my Twitch. Sorry. Sorry about that. I just updated it, so we're good. All right. I wouldn't put it past Murdaugh, Poot, and Jimmy to have paid off the jurors to get them to retrial. People have sold their souls for less. I don't know, man. It's very interesting. It is very interesting. Wait, who's the prosecutor? Is Fannie Willis the prosecutor? What's going on with the prosecutor stuff? Becky seems to be like a know-it-all bossy pants. When I read her emails, the tone that I got from her, she seems like a very sweet lady. Very positive, very excited to help people, and very proactive. At least that's what I got in her emails when people would email her about stuff like that. I'm like, oh, she seems like a type of person who just like wants to like help everyone. She seems okay. She seems sweet. And then we start getting emails, you know, about the book deals and stuff like that. And then we start getting emails about the appearances. And, you know, I want to share with you guys, and I'm not going to spoil anything yet. We'll go through it together. We'll go through it together. All right. Whew. What's a lot about what Becky Hill strikes me as indefensible and professional? Oh yeah, for sure. I just don't know if maybe, because again, she was only the clerk of court for, was it like 2 or 3 years? She was elected in 2020. Before that, she was a court reporter. And I'm like, did maybe she didn't go through proper training? Maybe she didn't know any better? It just seems like anything with the jury, you're kind of just like, okay, I need to be very fucking careful, because I want to make sure nothing goes down during appeals. I want to make sure they're not going to come back later and say I influenced them. I just feel like you would just be really freaking careful. And maybe she was just so chatty catty that she just wasn't realizing what she was doing. I don't know. Because now I'm kind of curious if there's going to be other jurors from other trials who are going to be like, hey, yeah, Becky Hill, you know, she runs her mouth a lot. I don't know. You like her a lot more than I. No, I don't. Okay. It's just what I get from the emails. Let's go to the emails and then we'll, I want to know what you guys think about the emails. It's for Georgia, I think, the Trump trial. Isn't she the one who brought the case against YSL? There's some talk of an affair with someone else. Oh, I am not up to date with any of that. Is that on Law and Crime or Court TV? If it's not on Law and Crime Court TV, usually I don't really get any news about it. I am familiar with the Trump stuff and the YSL stuff. But yeah, I've never heard that name before. But y'all let me know what the tea is on that, because it's hard for me to, go through all the other cases. It's so much information. I'm so important. I'm Becky Hill. I did get that vibe a bit. I mean, I think she just liked being in the limelight. Let's just say that. But yeah, there's a lot of cases out there. Yeah, this month alone. And I haven't even caught up to date with the Alec Baldwin stuff, but the woman that was in charge, what is her actual title? I think her name is Hannah Reed, and she's actually in charge of like the arms and stuff on the set. She's having her trial this month, at least from what I've known, unless it got pushed back. We got her stuff going on, which I kind of want to watch because I think the Alec Baldwin stuff is pretty interesting. Hi, XV. Oh my God. I don't even know what those numbers are, but can I just call you X? I saw the football. I think it was like LV, was it LVIII or something? And I was like, what the hell was L? 100? And Jen was like, 100? There's no way there's that many Super Bowls. I found out that L was actually 50. The what was her actual title? Like armory or something like that? Like gun prop set person. Anyways, I thought that would be kind of interesting. And then we do have Ruby Franke. Her sentencing is next week. Same with Miss Hildebrandt. And I don't have my calendar up, but yeah, we have a lot of stuff going on, and it's a lot of information. Is that the water that has a scent additive to make you think you're drinking flavored water? No. Ooh. I don't like scented stuff. For some reason, my nose is it's weird. I can't smell things that smell like shit, I guess, which is a blessing, but things that smell good are really bothersome to me. If I ever walk into Bath and Body Works, or if I walk into those perfume section at like the department stores, I'm like, I don't like the smell of any of that. I don't know what bullets are real and which are fake, so I'll put them both in. I just heard some really weird things about that set stuff. Yeah, that's why I wanna get into it, but I want to wait until the trial stuff happens because all the information will just be laid out there. But I heard the gun that they use, apparently they were shooting with it previously, and they actually had live bullets in there, and it's like, I don't know what's like. Well, you guys are just not following protocol. Like, why would you be doing that? I don't know. I there's a lot that I don't know, and I can't wait to hear about it in the trial stuff, or at least read about it. And you have to wait until the end of September for Donna. Yeah, Donna's trial is scheduled for September, and then we have Miss Boone, she has a new attorney now. Maybe they'll be good for each other. But Miss Boone is still scheduled for May. That's like 3 months from now. Which time is going to go by so fast, y'all. I know that the new year just happened, but seriously, time is going to go by so freaking fast. And then we'll have, what's the other stuff in like fall? Alexi Treviso. And then there was, I never pronounce his name, but he's the one who's accused of, Larry Millet or something like that. Oh, and then we have Chad. Like, there's so many going on this year. It's going to go by so fast. Okay, they call you X. Okay, I'm going to call you X. Oh, is that what it is? 18? It is, right? Okay. But then there's a 7 at the end, so that throws me off. It's like 18-7, 187. Yeah, with Maya. They haven't found Maya yet, right? No, I have not followed the Warner trials. I don't think. What are the Warner trials, Amanda? The armor was absolutely out of control child with absolutely no mental capacity for understanding what responsibility it is. Well, let's see what happens. I'll get to that soon. Hopefully. He used to live in Albuquerque. My ex is cop there. I'm anxiously waiting for the Treviso and, the Rust trials. Yeah, what's going on with Wagner. Oh, I've heard of that name before. But you might have to refresh my memory. Yeah, there's a lot of cases going on. And I'm not really caught up with a lot of the stuff right now. I just have like these core cases that I like to keep my eyes on. And then all the other stuff, I'm like, okay, like if there's like thumbnails that are interesting, I might pop in here and there. That's about it. All right, y'all. We're going to get into the Becky Hill emails. I got all my notes up. And yes, it is over 2,000 pages. But don't be deterred by that. Because let me see. I took a lot of notes. I took a lot of notes. So we gotta be hopping around, skipping around. Make sure you get get like a little juggie of some water. All right. Get your crochet kit out. Maybe fold some laundry. Maybe start getting your chores done. I don't know. Maybe do some meal prepping. But we are going to go over the Becky Hill emails. And for those of you guys who want to go and read along with me, the emails are tiny. It will be a headache to make the font larger and then to not have to scroll left and right, up and down and all that stuff. I'm sorry. The font was just really tiny and it'll be a lot easier to navigate if I just left it like this. But I will try my best to be very clear. I'll try to be very clear when I'm reading the emails to you guys so you guys can hear me. But usually my audio is pretty good. I think we have... my audio effects should be good. Audio should be boosted. Family of 4 considered to murder family of 8 over 4 locations in one night. Yes, maybe. I remember hearing that. I didn't know it was over 4 locations though. I remember it was like family versus family, and then I didn't really hear too much about it. We're gonna call her Rebecca. Rebecca, that's her name. Rebecca. All right, these are the emails of Rebecca Hill. She had a book that came out a couple months after the murder trial was over. And now, if y'all want to get a hand of her book, I wanted to get a hand of her book. Get a hold of her book, get a hand of her book. It's a hold of her book, right? I wanted to get a hold of her book, but you can't because it's not on Kindle anymore. It was on Amazon, but Amazon, they took it down. They took it down because Neil Gordon, her co-author, and I guess he's considered a ghostwriter. When I think Fit News was the one who got a hold of all these emails. I think they were like the first of the people. When Fit News got a hold of these emails and they dropped like 2,000 pages of emails at the end of December, I think, Neil Gordon was like, I'm going to be like Corky's son. I'm going to be a little nosy. I'm going to go through these emails. Neil Gordon went through these emails and then he realized that Becky Hill plagiarized a huge section where she put in her preface. I think if you guys read, we did a video about this. The preface was plagiarized by another reporter, and she didn't even really change it up that much. It was so lazily done, and I was very confused. I was like, why would she do this? If she got caught doing this would make her look so bad. I don't know, what a risky thing to do. Anyway, so Neil Gordon went through the Becky Hill email stuff, and it was like, wait a second, this passage looks really familiar. This is the preface of our book that we worked on. And Neil Gordon was like, you know what? I'm taking this book down because I don't want to be involved in this. I have integrity. And plagiarism is a no-no for me, which I completely understand. But Neil Gordon also probably wanted to snip that relationship as well because a lot of the Becky Hill stuff was not looking good, especially in December. Maybe you can get it on eBay, possibly. There are probably some libraries out there that might have some. I can go through the emails and we can figure out which libraries have a couple of copies of her book, but I don't know if it's still there or they took it down or I don't know. Okay, Amanda says, it was crazy. Dad's trailer, son's trailers, mom and brothers, definitely nuts. Check it out as it comes in May. The son was convicted in 2022, but you're excited for the Becky emails. Okay, geez. I have so many questions. But we're going to go off the rails. I have a lot of questions about that. Wait, hello, Patricia. Are you okay? Is something going on with your iPad? Do you need help or something? I don't know, Patricia. I don't know if I can help you. Maybe Patricia, maybe you just gotta, click the cog and do 0.75. That might help you. It could help you a lot. Sometimes people are like, oh, Corgi, you talk too fast. You can slow it down if you like. And I think you can do it on the live stream too. You totally can. All right, y'all. Let's get into the Becky Hill email. So we are going to start with Michael. Who is Michael? Michael DeWitt. And we're going to hear from Michael quite a few times. It seems like Michael is maybe a reporter, possibly. So a lot of the emails that we're going to get are emails from Becky Hill. It's unfortunate that we don't get the emails that are also sent to Becky Hills. We only get the emails that are sent to her if she replies back to them. So there's some emails where we're like, man, I really wish I could see the response to this. But if Becky Hill ignored them, we don't get to see the response, unfortunately. Release the Rebecca. Okay, you're testing me today. I can't pronounce that. Did I watch Becky's testimony in the stand? I did. We did. We watched the entirety of it. We totally did. All right, y'all. So we got Michael here. Let's see. Hill asks us about Michael DeWitt. Okay, some tea stuff. So this is from Becky. Michael, hi there. This email's from me to you. Are you really hearing that there will be gawkers and camping out? Oh, mercy. Judge Newman and I want to make sure that our local media and other media news outlets get the priority. I do have a list of about 50 to 20 private citizens who have asked to have a seat. Court TV will be the main plug. They have worked it out. I need to wear my glasses actually. Hold on, this fucking font is way too fucking small. They have worked that out with Judge Newman. We will be opening daily at 8 a.m. If you'd like to come early, you're more than welcome to. Just keep in contact with me and we'll get you in. I'm hoping that we're ready for this. I will be. We will be. I look for a huge crowd, more than what Waterboro has ever seen. We're doing our best to plan for it. Any suggestions are more than welcome. So Michael DeWitt he represents a local newspaper for the Hampton County Guardian and USA Today Network. Okay, that's who Michael DeWitt is. I've highlighted the portions that I want to read because I don't think we're not going to read the whole darn thing. You're dyslexic, words that are stuck in the mouth sometimes. Sus-in-law's name came out as Rebecca Becca instead of Rebecca or Becky. The voice. I don't know if I was doing the voice. I'm not quite sure. I mean, we heard Becky Hill talk, right? It's not an Elaine or anything like that. So sorry, guys. Y'all aren't going to get the raspy voice today. No raspy voice. All right, that was page 3. Or did I want to read that entire email chain? Oh, I do want to read this in an email chain. Okay. So this goes back all the way in November 11, 2022. Hi, Go Lucky. How are you doing today? Hi, Oahu. How's it going? So Michael writes to Becky. Good morning. I wanted to go ahead and send this request in advance for a January 23 week trial of Alec Murdaugh in Colleton County. Thank you, Michael DeWitt. Michael DeWitt also said that he's doing a follow-up. He hasn't heard anything about it yet. I represent both the local newspaper, and also... Oh, the reason why this email is so important is because of this. Okay. Hi, Michael. I received your media form and have printed out, and you are on the list for the courtroom. However, Judge Newman has decided that Court TV will be the other one and main plug for the courtroom as far as the cameras and streaming goes. How is the book coming along? I had a question about Stephen Smith's story. I've heard that his shirt was one color, and then another source said it was a different color. Now, all of the main evidence in this case has mysteriously disappeared. Do you know anything behind that? Also, wondering what SLED may have found that opened up his case. And do we know if Gloria Satterfield's body has been exhumed yet? Dude. She's like, give me the tea, please, Michael. I know you have the tea. Give me the tea. I think Michael doesn't respond to any of it because we don't see a response to anything regarding Stephen Smith or anything like that. He's just like, hey, I want to try to get in for the Alec Murdaugh trial. Just like, there's going to be a lot of people there, a lot of gawkers. They plan on attending, YouTubers, true crime sleuths. Oh boy, we're going to have a lot of people here. This is an email from Becky Hill in January 2023. Hi, how are thou today? What I wouldn't give to watch Elaine stumble all over herself in another televised case. No, I think we have lots of hours of Elaine. I don't know if we can handle more Elaine. I mean, I would be down to read more sidebar stuff with Elaine. Those are really, really, really interesting. Oh my goodness. All the sidebar stuff, all the nonsense on there. So this is from Becky Hill. Hi, Julie Kate. I need to ask if there's any way possible for us to hold the court for only one day, Tuesday next week. Court admin and IT are coming on Monday, MLK holiday, and then need to come in Wednesday and Thursday to finish up setting the room with the new technology. So they are now upgrading all the court system stuff because they know this trial is going to be huge. So we have upgraded monitors for state and defense table, the witness stand, the judge, the clerk's table, audio, wires, cords, audio system, etc. I know we have a grand jury selection for Tuesday morning, and I could suggest having as much or as many pleas, motions, and hearings on the rest of Tuesday and the rest of the term. Also, Court TV is hoping to come in on Thursday afternoon and all day Friday. After that, everything will be on the go for Murdaugh. So they are getting ready for this case. They're ramping up. And you know what? I am very appreciative of this because as someone who watches this at home and on the live stream, it's so nice to have great audio, but even more great cameras. No, sorry. Audio is like number one. And then if it's an upgrade, it'd be like, okay, it's nice to have great cameras. No, she is not. Leela over here spreading the lies. She's running around annoying everyone as she always has. Which one are we talking about? People always make a big deal about Rebecca Becky Hill saving seats for people in the courthouse, but I know for a fact she wasn't like the only one. ... Yeah, I was actually surprised that I thought it was really hard to save seats. I thought it was first come, first serve. So I was very surprised to hear how many people she saved seats for. But it seems like some of these people were just people who just wanted to come in and just watch the trial. Like normies too. Here's an email from Jennifer Wood of Fit News. Question. The cinema art producer swears that Mitchell Bridgers is involved in the Stephen Smith's death. He's currently in jail on 4 counts of larceny and burglary with $85,000 bond set. Anyone heard of this person, Mitchell Bridgers, being involved in a Stephen Smith death? I was wondering if you might be willing to send over the indictments and paperwork from the bond hearing so I can look at it, question mark. If not, no worries. Just seems like a high bond, but I have a feeling they set it high for a reason. Becky Hill responds, oh my God, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Yes, I will get those to you. We definitely know it was a group versus one that night, and so totally unfair and horribly wrong. So we don't know if that's true or not regarding Stephen Smith. All that is still under investigation. I know they exhumed his body and they have Kenneth Kinsley working on it, but it seems like they don't really, I don't know. There hasn't really been much development regarding Stephen Smith, unfortunately. All right, now we have, Becky Hill writing a book, possibly. So we have someone named Arthur, and they are an independent writer for the French edition of Vanity Fair. They're contacting Becky because they're starting to work on a book about the Murdaugh case along with a French publisher house called 1018. He says that he therefore needs to be the trial the next January. Becky Hill replies, Bonjour. I took French in high school and college, but I rarely use it anymore. I don't want to appear deceitful because of my use of this language, but I love it very much. But the love of it is so limited. So good to hear from you. I attached all the form that you will need to fill out and email back to me. The court holds about 234 people, and the attendance will be in first come, first served basis. First come, first served basis. If you plan to come in Walterboro, I recommend you some places to stay. So she gives some recommendations, but she says, I think your book idea is great. Now is the time. I'm also interested in writing a book. I've lived among the Murdaughs and worked with them and kind of the feet on the ground, so to speak. If you're interested in a partnership, let me know. So this is when we start getting inkling of Becky Hill writing a book back in November of 2022, roughly about a couple months before the trial starts when did the trial start? Oh, maybe like 2 months before the trial starts in January. Arthur writes back to Rebecca, Enchanté, merci, blah, 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 blah. I do not read French. I just know enchanté. I don't know the rest. I would definitely be eager to discuss the case with you. And indeed, I may have a few questions about my stay in Walterboro. To be very honest, this is the first time covering such a trial in the U.S., so your advice would be extremely precious. Would you have a bit of time in coming weeks to talk about the phone or on Zoom, whatever's more convenient to you? And so they're navigating a little bit. They're talking about, okay, where should I stay when I come into Walterboro? Da-da-da-da. He emails Becky again, and he writes, Hi, Rhiannon, how are you doing today? Hello, hello, hello. How's it going? So he writes an email back to Becky, and he says, I was wondering if you have any recommendations of people who have known the Murdaugh personally and with whom I should talk to for the book. Also, would you have documents that could be used for me to deep dive into the case? Becky replies, The next hearing in the Murdaugh case will be held this Friday in Colleton County at courthouse at 2 p.m. The defendant will be present. Dun dun. Arthur replies back, Hey, Becky, I hope you're doing great. I'm wishing you the best for this upcoming year. I wanted to let you know I'll be in Walterboro on the 18th to the 12th of February. Do you think you would have a bit of time to meet before the beginning of the trial? Would be a pleasure and also interesting for me to understand how this trial is affecting life in Hampton County. Thanks for your time and help. Becky replies back, Good morning, Arthur. Absolutely. I would love to meet with you. I do believe the trial will be longer than anticipated than the aforementioned February 10th. Where are y'all staying? I have some great rentals located on the Clerk of Court website. So it seems like she's just trying to be helpful, but she's also like, hey, you're writing a book. Do you want a partnership? And he completely just ignores that. Doesn't hurt to ask though, right? Doesn't hurt to ask. Shoot your shot, I guess. Someone named Polly Ann from the courthouse says, Can you call me? Are you coming to the courthouse today? Becky Hill replies, Today, the circus came to town, Pepper. Not quite sure what that refers to because I don't know what happened on January 18th. Was that when they were doing their jury selection? Yes, happy Valentine's Day. What did y'all do for Valentine's Day? Happy Valentine's Day. You guys do anything fun yesterday? Now, this is the part where I'm a little bit confused about the seats. Where are the seats first come, first serve? Is she allowed to reserve? I don't know. But it seems like it's not like she's telling some people that she can't reserve seats. It seems like anyone that emails her, she's just reserving seats for them. So I don't really see the preferential treatment, I guess, unless she got emails from people and then she just ignored them. Maybe. So we have someone from Laura Goldsmith says, Hello, my name is Laura Goldsmith. My husband Brooke said you could possibly get me and 2 friends in the courtroom for the Murdaugh trial. Would it be possible for us to come February 1st, 2023 for the remainder of the trial? We appreciate your helping us with this opportunity to view the trial in person. We have tried to call your cell, but surprisingly found your mailbox was full. I know you must be overwhelmed, but when you can please give the dates that are possible. Let me know if these dates are possible. A million thanks. Becky replies back, Laura, please message your 2 friends' names so I can get a badge made up for them. So it seems like she's being very helpful, being very nice. I'm going to jump over here. Same thing. She says, absolutely. She gives the names of the people and she says, you're welcome. All right. And then now we get an email from Becky Hill's son. So again, I don't think Becky Hill's son is working with, his position before was being in the IT department at the, oh God, was it the same courthouse? He was working in the IT department and he was investigated because they alleged that he was wiretapping on the behest of his mother. And he was arrested, I think the day before Thanksgiving of last year. And so I thought it's pretty interesting to go through the emails with her and her son. Anyways, so this is her son, Jeff Hill, and he works as a technology manager. Oh, at Colleton County. Okay. So this is just emails between the two of them. It's just like, oh, hey, please do this. And she's like, okay, resend, da, 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 da. So it's just email. Nothing much going on here. We get an email from maybe like a random person. I cannot imagine how this Murdaugh matter is affecting your staff or the entire town. Carol. Becky replies back, hi, Carol. Thanks for reaching out to me. It's a tough situation for sure. I knew a little of the Murdaugh family from my time as a court reporter and thought very much of them all in our capacity of court and anything dealing with that. It's such a sad situation for the legacy of the Murdaugh dynasty. Tomorrow will be a beast of a day. Some might even say epic. Now, I don't know if I remember correctly, but I could have sworn Harpootlian, maybe not, maybe it was in the affidavits or something, but I could have sworn Harpootlian said that Becky Hill repeated this to maybe a juror, but was it in the affidavits? I need to pull up the affidavits later on, I guess. But Becky's like, it's going to be a beast of a day. Some might even say epic. Kara replies back, Becky, just wanted to let you know that I'm thinking of you now. Who would ever have thought that reaching some type of resolution in Waterboro? I cannot imagine how this jury selection is going to take. Carol, I know, beast of a day. Becky replies back, I've been meaning to respond and say thank you. I've been a little bit swamped, but we organized as much as we're going to be and ready, ... until we aren't. Thank you. Take care. Look at Carol being so nice over here. Now we have, I think, some sort of complaint. Who was the complaint? Oh, we also have some drama going on within the inner courthouse staff as well. So just to give a little summary about this whole email chain, it's going to be before the trial starts, when the trial starts, afterwards, when the allegations come out, and then right before when the plagiarism of the book stuff comes out, which I think has been really interesting as I've been reading this, because we're slowly just getting to the climax, which is her, going through the allegation stuff. And then I was really sad that emails didn't cover the plagiarism, because I would love to see what her response on that would have been. All right, so we have something from Wall Street Journal. Rebecca, I can't thank you enough for the extra mile to make the trial run as smoothly as possible. I have known Jay Bender for 23 years, and he is not prone to exaggeration. He told me on the phone last night that you were the best clerk of court he's ever worked with, so I take him as his word. Becky replies back, Valerie, isn't he just delightful and wise and such a gracious gentleman? Thank you so much for your kind words. So Jay Bender, we're going to see a lot of email chains between him and Rebecca Hill, and Jay Bender is going to be the legal, he's going to handle all like the legal stuff that's going to happen for the Murdaugh trial. And they just like hired him on just for this. So he's not like a permanent courthouse staff, it seems. All right. Now we learn about the seating. We have someone who is a co-host of maybe some show. Good morning. Is there a form for the seat lottery? I didn't see one on the website. Should requests be submitted by email or in person? Hi, Kendrick. How are you doing today? Becky replies back, the lottery form will be put up on the website in about 30 minutes. You can fill, download, and send in. So it's really interesting to see who she has. I don't know if the seat lottery is for, so they have priority for the media, and I think they have a seat lottery for any media after that. And then it's supposed to be first come, first serve, I think. But then we do see a lot of emails where she's reserving seats for people. So I'm not really quite sure. Maybe she's allowed to do that, possibly. I'm not quite sure. We We have an email from someone with Proton email. Just want to make sure Judge Newman's aware that people sitting behind Alec Murdaugh, the Murdaugh family members, were rolling their eyes and shaking their heads during the prosecutor's opening statement. No doubt the jury can see this. Thank you. Becky sends FYI to their legal media guy. All right, we got some free donuts happening here. So this guy emails Becky and was like, hey, we want to give you guys free donuts. And I don't know if she ever got them because it seems like he was too busy to send them. And I just thought it was interesting. So I'm going to read it anyway. Seems like she's been helping him with some stuff. Okay, so he replies, his name is David. Thank you. And from the entire team, we love how your team has organized the chaos, kept the media informed and comfortable, and handled a seemingly insurmountable task. Plus, we loved your interactions with the jury. Keep them calm and even at times entertained. Interactions with the jury. What kind of interactions with the jury? Second question, would it be weird if you wanted to send y'all a thank you, like donuts or sandwiches or something? If that's okay, how would we do it? Question mark. Becky says, oh, thank you. Wait a second, where's the rest of the donut email? The donuts. Oh, yes, donuts. I guess he follows up and he says, hey, thank you. He follows up and says, hi, Becky. Unless you think a happy hour situation is better, we'd like to deliver some coffee and donuts for y'all Monday morning at 8 a.m. How many people are in your office? Hi, Becky. Good luck today. Something came up with the show and we'll be sending a care package later this week. Thank you for all you do. Because Becky replies, no coffee and donuts yet. ... No coffee and donuts for Becky. No, we want the donuts. 366. Okay, what email is this? We have an email from someone named Homer Boy at Yahoo. Before I start calling news agency, is the American flag behind the judge covered? And if so, why? Becky Hill replies, Mr. Becker, good afternoon. I'm glad to report that the U.S. flag in the courtroom is still displayed and flying free with so much honor. If you will notice, it is beside the jury. Kind regards. This guy seems like he's so offended. All right, we got something with Mr. Vinnie Politan. Vinny! We have Court TV. Good morning, Becky. We talked last night about 2 temporary passes for Court TV personnel who will be there next week. Our evening host, Vinnie Politan, and his producer may sit in the proceedings. Appreciate your help. I don't remember if I ever saw Vinnie Politan in the Murdaugh trial. Have you? Hi, Jane. How are you doing today? Hello, American Princess. How's it going? Hello, hello. All right, so Becky Hill is getting these badges made for all these people here. 396. I don't know. We get a real... Becky Hill gets a lot of really weird emails from fucking weird ass fucking people. I think we're going to skip those. We're going to skip the weird emails. They're weird. All right. Now we have court report. Court reporter. Okay. So Ms. Hill, would you please provide the names of the court reporters for this trial? Thank you so much. Becky Hill says, sure. Elizabeth Harris and Mike Watkins. And I think... So she forwards this to the court reporter, and the court reporter says, thank you so much. Are they providing real time? Oh, wait, no, sorry. She emails them back in a response. Thanks so much. Are they providing real time? Doing a little story for them for my organization. And then Becky forwards the email to the court reporters, and she's like, NVRA story on you 2 stars, exclamation mark. So when I read through these emails for Becky Hill, I do see that there is a sense of her really enjoying a little bit of spotlight, I guess, and then for other people as well, where it's like, oh my God, they're doing a story on you guys. Yay, you guys are stars. And I think it's interesting. I do think it's interesting. And then we get the Becca Boo emails from, oh, this is from Nancy Grace. I redacted some of the stuff, which I'm really surprised I'm able to redact stuff in the file. Usually like files, I can't really adjust it, but they let me redact it and that was really cool. So I was able to redact like some of the personal emails. And then there was also like contact information of the jury that was in here as well that I redacted. I don't know why it wasn't redacted initially. A little bit weird, but anyways. So we have a mail from Nancy Grace, and Nancy Grace is a true crime. I think she does a lot of content on YouTube now, but didn't she have her own TV show? Or maybe she still does. I'm not really quite sure, but I do see her YouTube content will pop in from here and here. From time to time. So this is from Nancy Grace. I heard you had COVID. I'm sorry. Our whole family got it really badly before they had the vaccine out. Please feel better. Have been praying for you on the road to recovery. A nurse named Barbie has texted me. She sat beside me a few days in court, and she had supper with us that night in Carmine's. She texted trying to get a seat for the courtroom tomorrow. I have no idea how to do that, but she asked me to try. I hope you're not getting work and reading emails, but if you are, can she go in? Get well. I hope to see you at the close. Your fan, Nancy Grace. We have an email from Rebecca Hill, or XOXO Becky Boo. Hello, sweet Nancy Grace. I do have an awful COVID and all of its horrible symptoms. I am hoping it to be cured by this long weekend and back at it by Tuesday. I know Nurse Barbara, and I will make sure she has clearance to get in tomorrow. I hope that you're still watching because today's evidence has been phenomenal, in my opinion. And off the record, we have a wonderful jury. Take care of you and those children and hubby and mom, and hope to see you soon. XOXO Becca Boo. I think it's really interesting to see her commentary on evidence, and then she'll also comment on a witness as well. I think she complains saying like, oh, the witness today is so boring. I wonder who that witness was. Maybe it was someone that was going through all the technical stuff during the trial. All right, so we have an email from someone from a different court, SC courts. Becky, hope you're surviving. Becky replies back, you have made my day. So good to hear from you. I'm surviving, lots of planning, but I'm getting ready for it to be over with a just verdict. Loving my devotional book. It's getting me through all this. Hope you are doing well. Kindest regards, Becky. He replies back, glad you're enjoying the book. Thanks. I will have a second one coming out. I am doing well. Hang in there. She says, please let me know when number 2 is available. So she's hoping for a just verdict here, y'all. Just a just verdict. Now, we have some drama going on, I think, with some lunch stuff, which I thought was interesting. Oh, yes. Okay. This is just random courtroom stuff that has nothing to do with the case, but I do think it's really interesting. Someone from, I don't know what their position is. Maybe they're a part of like the finance division or something like that. So John Carpenter says, can you please let me know why we're getting 40 meals? My limited understanding is that we need to feed those who are not allowed to leave the courthouse, like the jurors, the alternates, the defendant, the judge, but I cannot come back to 40. So we have a very short email, and then Becky replies back with paragraphs and paragraphs, and it is pretty lengthy and long. I guess at this point, she doesn't like feeling like she's being questioned for things that she's doing. Maybe there's some things going on between her and this John Carpenter guy. Maybe they've been going back and forth, and maybe this guy constantly questions about everything she does, and she's just like sick of it. She's over it. Or maybe the response that she has is just a little bit over the edge, maybe. So Becky now takes the email and she forwards it to a judge. And Becky's like, Dear Honorable Justice Beatty, I come to you writing for support explanation to my county finance and administration for the feeding and funding of 40 people in our courthouse for the Murdoch trial. I received this email from our finance manager. At every turn, I've experienced questions on why I'm doing things as a clerk of court. It's very pity, and in my opinion, that I have to be questioned for things regarding trial expenses for which I have budgeted for. Yes, this apparently has been termed the trial of the century. It is being watched worldwide on television, YouTube, internet, podcasts, etc. We in Colleton County certainly did not ask for any of this, but here we are trying our best to do what is necessary and accommodate the small circle that is involved in the courtroom. We have a limited amount of time when Judge Newman says break, and we are adjourned for an hour and 15 minutes. I'm responsible for feeding 18 jurors, 2 bailiffs who watch over the jury, Judge Newman, his wife, his law clerk, his law enforcement detail, my 3 staff in the courtroom, me, my 2 court reporters, a media attorney who is here requested by the judge. Oh, the media attorney is Jay. That's the title, media attorney. 4 law enforcement who are secured to the courtroom, the defendant and his 2 guards, court administration staff who is here, and an IT specialist who's been contacted for us in the trial. I mean, the email does sound very dramatic, but we haven't seen other email chains because it would be an email chains. Maybe this was done verbally then. But she says, at every turn, I've been questioned. I've experienced questions on why I'm doing this and that and da-da-da-da. So maybe this was all done verbally and she's just sick of it. Or maybe this guy was just like, hey, I just want to know like how you have 40 people. And then she's like, blah, 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 writing all this. All right. This kind of trial and its process is large and quite frankly a new experience for us on the scale. I'm doing the best that I can. I'm doing the best that I know how when taking care and spending the taxpayers' dollars in the use of my budget to the best of my knowledge. If someone else would like to come in and take over, oh, wait, no. This is when she does get really dramatic. I'm like, oh my God, Becky Boo. Okay. She's like, if someone else would like to come in and take over, they're welcome to. I will hand over the accounts, the whole trial, the decision-making process that comes with it, the complaints from the public, the media, my own county, whom I feel pretty unsupported by, many of my staff, and I will gladly sit back, take a back seat while someone with a much brighter mind takes the reins. We were planning for this whole trial process for 4 months. I was even tasked with searching for a hotel in the event the attorneys and judge was requested the jury. I went to each hotel in my county and talked with the management, looked at rooms, saw the rooms with my own eyes, smelled for cleanliness. Okay, this smells clean. And talked about pricing in the case of sequestration. It came down to one hotel, the Microtel Inn. Their management was even willing to block the entire 67 rooms all of December and much of the So I'm not really quite sure why she's going into this hotel stuff, but maybe the expense with the hotel stuff, maybe it popped up and he was like, oh, okay, like, why are we paying this for the hotel stuff? Like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? And she's just like sick of it. Or maybe she's just over explaining because she's in her mood right now. I don't know. It came down to one hotel, the Microtel Inn, and the management was even willing to block the entire 67 rooms all of December, much of January, until we found out 3 days before trial that there would be no sequestration. The manager of Microtel was extremely disappointed, of course, even though we talked all along about the process and the possibility of sequestration not happening. However, we felt strongly all along that it would happen. Alas, it did not. The Microtel submitted a request to me in an amount to be paid for them for losing out on 6 weeks of rooms that could have been rented, that I need to submit to my county finance department and administration. It is the amount for 1 night's rent of all the rooms, which I feel is only right, but we can address that later. Currently, I'm disappointed that I have to deal with the explanation of 40 lunches for my courtroom personnel. And one more thing, if I may. Judge Newman granted a motion yesterday and filed an order granting the evidence of the crimes of the defendant to be introduced in the trial. So that means our trial here will be extended to a further date. I'm going to be ordering lunches for quite a while longer. I'm reaching out for support and help in this current situation I find myself in. Please advise your loyal and ever-learning clerk in Colleton County. So, I mean, is the email dramatic? I mean, the guy was just like, hey, I can't come back to 40, but we don't know. Maybe there was a lot of back and forth that happened between them in person, or maybe this is something that's happened in the past between the two of them before, and she's just sick of it. I don't know. We do not know. All right, we hear from HBO Max. Shoot. HBO Max. HBO Max producer emails Becky Hill. Good morning, Miss Hill. I was briefly introduced to you by John Monk and Jason Ryan at the start of the Murdaugh trial. I had to return to Los Angeles, but will be in South Carolina early next week, and I hope to attend the conclusion of the trial. We produced HBO Max and recently CNN docuseries on the Murdaugh family. I've noticed the gallery's become quite popular. I wish to take any needed steps in advance to submit a request for the Purple Badge. I will be coming from Beaufort, and I hope to organize any needed documentation in advance. I heard folks are arriving awfully early these days. Any information could provide would be greatly appreciated. Becky Hill replies back, yes, I remember. I thought your docuseries was really good. The crowd has grown, unbelievable to me. I can have my security make you a badge starting next Monday, and it will be at the front with security for when you arrive. I've copied my main security on this email as well. Stay safe. Looking forward to seeing you. Did anyone here watch the docuseries on HBO Max about the Murdaugh stuff? I don't know if I did. I think the only one I've watched so far was the one on maybe Netflix, possibly. How hard is it to have the lunch catered every day? It's not like she's like in the kitchen taking orders. The issue wasn't that. The issue was her doing the 40 lunches thing and then like her finance department being like, hey, why are you ordering lunches for 40 people? So it seems like that's where the origin of the complaint was. All right, we got some Becky t-shirts. I think Becky has some people that she's been... Oh, yes. Okay. Becky... Hi, Miss Becky. We loved meeting you last week. Thank you so much for everything. We might come again on Wednesday. We will see. If so, I will try to see you. Love you. Sorry, not love you. Have a great week. Love, Trista. Becky replies back, hi, back to my new BFF Trista. I'm so glad you will be back. Wednesday will be a great day for it. We have good witnesses. I look forward to seeing you and your sweet mom. We will have a great seat. Take care. XOXO. Trista replies back, we're coming tomorrow morning. I'm so excited. My mom said that we will leave Charleston at 8:15 and get there by 9:15. Do you think that's okay? I can tell my mom we should leave earlier, but I also need to know what size shirt you wear, please. Becky replies back, I will have your seats reserved. I wear a size L, large. Becky says, hi, Trista. I hope you're feeling so much better. I love wearing my new t-shirt from you. Thank you so much for thanking me and gifting me with that. I hope you will come back soon. We are definitely going to see some stories on you and your business. Hope you are watching some. Take care. Trista replies back, I saw you on TV today. You swore the witness on the Bible. It was so cool to see you. I'm glad you like the shirt. You are on my sunshine squad. She says, because you spread sunshine. I love when people spread sunshine. Becky Hill replies back, I'm so honored to be part of your sunshine squad. So these are just like cute emails going back and forth between someone who's like watching the trial, and then I think they came in with their mom to watch it. I'm so excited. My mom said we might come Monday. We will see. If I do come, if anyone else might need to have a lavender sachet to stay calm, be thinking, I can make some for them. I'm going to watch all day. Becky replies back, glad to hear from you. Glad you're watching. I love my lavender sachet of sunshine and keep it close. I would like to order some. Should I go to your website and make the order? I think Miss Rhonda will like one. She is a visiting clerk from another county joining me in the courtroom. Miss Rhonda, if y'all remember Miss Rhonda was the one who testified during the evidentiary trial. Let me see if I can pull up. Rhonda McElveen? No, go away. Rhonda. Oh, this is Miss Rhonda right here. Miss Rhonda was the one who testified, who is Becky's friend, but testified during the evidentiary hearing. And it didn't really look good for Becky. But I don't know. We don't know. Some people were like, oh, maybe Rhonda was jealous of Becky. Dun dun. Who knows? Hi, American Princess. How are you doing today? Hello. Where are we at here? I will work on them today. So this is the person replying back to Becky. I will work on them today. I will definitely have one of those for Miss Rhonda. I left one for Judge Newman last week, hoping that they have it for him. He's working so hard. My mom, her friend, me and my friend getting a hotel Sunday so we can get there extra early. My mom saw the lines so long on TV. We want to be sure. My mom said that we will go out Sunday night where we'd love to. I don't think this is important. Oh, hey, Brandon. How are you doing today? Thank you so much for the membership. Hello. Yeah, did you do anything fun for Valentine's Day? Hello. Becky writes back, Trista, I hope y'all had a good restaurant. I'd look at my messaging too now. I'm so glad that y'all are here tonight. Please meet me at the side entrance, the courtroom entrance on Walter Street at 8:30 a.m. I am letting my guests through that entrance. That way you won't have to stand in line. She writes back, thank you so much. I'm so excited to see you. See you at 8:30, sweet Miss Becky. Becky replies back, I'm so excited. We better get some sleep. LOL, XOXO, Mrs. Becky, ? I'm so excited. Cute little I'm so excited meme here. Wait a second. Where are my notifications? I don't know why my notifications are always so delayed on here. They should be on. All right, y'all, take a sip of water, drink some. Wait, I just saw your message. You got affiliate? Congratulations. Yay! Now you can add emotes on Twitch or something, right? Or I don't know if Twitch changed it. Back in the day, it was like if you get affiliate, you can finally get your emotes and then you can start making money on Twitch. But I don't know if they changed that now. Is that the same thing? Oh, so when Harpootlian was talking during the evidentiary hearing, he kept mentioning about Becky Hill's daughter and like the jobs that she had. And he was like, oh, so your daughter wasn't like singing? Your daughter, like what else does she work as? And Becky Hill was like, she does this, she does that. So now we know where Harpootlian was getting at in regards to Becky Hill's daughter, because it seems like she was singing in the Murdoch room or something like that. So we have an email from someone from the National Reporter. Hello, Pilar Melendez from the Daily Beast here. Oh, this is Daily Beast. Requesting access to all the exhibits in the Murdoch trial, including the videos from last week. Becky Hill replies, I'm copying Tiffany Smith on this email. She's a field producer with Court TV and can direct you to where to find the exhibits. Daily Beast replies back, hi, Becky. This is Pilar Melendez with Daily Beast again. I saw a wonderful tweet about your daughter singing last night in the Murdoch media room, ? We would love to know more. Anyway, would she be open to chatting? Thanks. So that's where Harpootlian was getting at, because I was wondering why Harpootlian was asking all these questions about Becky Hill's daughter. And I think they were trying to get Becky Hill's daughter to be a witness. And I'm like, why? Why are we getting Becky Hill's daughter to be a witness? But now we know, I guess. All right, now we have someone from Law and Crime. Hello, for planning purposes, would Judge Newman allow jurors to deliberate over the weekend? Is there something you've already discussed? What were the thoughts of it? Is this a possibility? Again, this is for planning purposes. Replies back, I don't think the judge will have to make a decision on that. It's probable the jury will be deliberating Thursday. Law and Crime replies, thanks, but have you discussed going late into the day or weekend if they're so deliberating? ? Or is it even an option if needed? Becky Hill replies back, Is she married? Yes, we do see emails from her husband. I'm assuming it's her husband. We do some emails between her and her husband, her daughter, and her son. So I'm assuming that's her husband, and I'm assuming maybe they're still married. Lots of assumptions there, but yeah, I'm assuming. She writes back, Judge Newman will allow them to deliberate until late night, however long it takes. I wonder, because I'm seeing some of the resemblance that's in some of Harpootlian's and Griffin's, some of their like motions and affidavits where it's like, oh, you know, they wanted to sequester the jury to deliberate until the night or something, into the like make them stay at the hotel and all that stuff. Basically like threatening the jury, like, hey, if you don't make a decision now, then we're going to force you to stay in the hotels until you decide and make up your verdict or something like that. So I wonder if this is where Harpootlian and Jim were getting some of their ideas through some of these emails. That's the reason why I highlight them, because I thought they were interesting. Now we have Mr. Eric Bland getting trouble in the courtroom. All right, this is an email from someone random. Assuming the court was not aware of this, some of the photos were taken in the courtroom and were posted while the court was in session on March 1st. Do not believe this sort of social media is acceptable nor appropriate for a double homicide trial. Becky replies, Mr. Bland was reprimanded after these photos. While they were taken during break, which is acceptable, it is still not good press. And like I said, Mr. Bland was talked to. Thank you for sharing this with us. Kind regards. So Eric Bland is the attorney. I'm assuming it's the same Eric Bland or same Bland. He's the attorney that's representing a lot of the clients that Murdaugh screwed over. And then also I believe him and his law partner are representing Stephen Smith's family now too as well. This was like a very interesting email where I was like, so remember the Vanity Fair guy that she was talking to, the French one? I thought it was kind of interesting how, I don't know, it seems like they're talking to each other about making sushi. I was like, man, this seems like a very arduous thing to do. Making sushi is not easy. You got to get raw salmon, tuna, rice for sushi, rice vinegar, mirin, wasabi, seaweed, sake, cucumber, avocado, soy sauce, kombu, and a bamboo sushi rolling mat. And then you're asking people who probably don't even know how to make sushi to get these ingredients. Rhonda McElveen's like, I hate to get the raw fish. I think it'd be better if you just bought the whole day we planned for sushi. I will try to get the rest. You have the ingredients already. So it seems like they're all planning to meet up and then have a little like dinner thing with the Vanity Fair guy. But I was like, man, that sounds like a pain in the butt. Why not just make like, I don't know, like spaghetti or something? It seems way easier. Way easier. We have an email from, let's see, okay, someone who was watching the trial. For Creighton Waters, forensic research witness is ignoring the standard crouching/stalking posture of a 6'3" person would use to quietly approach the target. His assumption assumes someone is simply walking up to a target to shoot. On cross, asks what height the 300 blackout would be if stalking a target. Becky Hill reports this to Creighton Waters. So this is the accusation that Murdaugh's lawyers were throwing at Becky as well, saying that like, hey, you know, you were getting messages from people watching and you're forwarding to Creighton Waters, but not forwarding it to us. So I don't really know what the rule is on that. Like if she does get information from people of the public, does she have to forward information to Creighton and to the defense as well? I'm not really quite sure, but I can see how it could look bad. Because it's like, oh, why aren't you forwarding it to both sides? Why are you only forwarding to Creighton Waters? But I'm not really quite sure what the rule is on that. 647. More Becky Hill daughter stuff. Okay, so we have an email from someone. Hey, good morning. Any chance that Matt Harris get a pass for today? He's planning to come in after his morning show. I completely understand if you can't give him one, you must be inundated with requests. Becky replies back, absolutely. I love that guy so much. Y'all have been so incredible. See you soon. Matt replies back, thank you so much. Where could I get the pass? Your daughter's so talented. I did not have cash to put in her guitar case. Does she have Venmo or Zelle? You are the best. Becky replies back with the Venmo for her daughter, Aubrey Hill. Yeah, see, now I'm like, okay, we're starting to get some answers because I was wondering why the hell would her daughter be subpoenaed to testify in the fucking evidentiary thing. I was very confused what her daughter had anything to do with it, but I guess we're starting to learn a little bit more. Let's see. Okay, email from a viewer. Please see the attach of what occurred during court. Becky Hill writes back, what did they just do? She writes back, thanks for the reply. It appears that the lady dropped something for Murdaugh on the floor. He then proceeds to pick it up. Becky writes back, that's what I thought too, but I can't tell what that was. ... What is this item that was dropped? Becky Hill forwards message. Was sent from Scott Craven, a local person. Not sure what was done, but I watched it a few times. Someone replies back, good morning. After careful review of the video, we have determined the following. Dick's wife leans over to put trash in the trash can and misses. Move the chair to pick it up and puts it in the can. Alec then takes the trash from the right hand to the left hand and tosses it in the can. And then Rebecca writes back, wait a minute. Holly is ... Dick's wife? I think Holly Miller is Dick Harpootlian's paralegal. I actually look up Dick Harpootlian's wife. She's actually the, I think, ambassador of Slovenia. Because I was like, wait a second, is he dating his paralegal or is that his wife? But then I looked it up. It's not his wife. He's married to a woman who's like an ambassador of like Slovenia or something like that. So I don't know, maybe if they were just joking and calling him or calling her Harpootlian's wife, if they're just fucking around with that, if they're messing around, or maybe the person genuinely thought it was his wife or something. Like, I don't know. Hi, Crystal. How are you doing today? We started pretty early today. Oh, wow. It's already 12 o'clock. Oh my God. How did time go by so fast? Ay, ay, ay. I thought I was going to be done with the stream by 12 o'clock. Okay. We are going on through pretty quickly. Okay. We're going through pretty quickly. Jury counseling ever trial. Okay, this is what I thought was interesting. Remember I was asking you guys if the jury, if they are offered free counseling after doing certain trials. So someone writes, I think it's from the Daily Beast. Hello, thank you again for all you do to make this process seamless. Do you happen to know if the court offers counseling services for jurors if requested? We had a listener question. Rebecca replies back, or she forwards this to someone. Jay, this is a good question about counseling service for a juror after trials such as this. Wanted to get your thoughts and how I would find out about anything like this. Because I think someone in my chat was like, oh yeah, they get free counseling. And I was like, do they really? Like, I don't know if they do or not. It seems like it's not a normal thing to offer free counseling for jurors who go through trials like this. But I think it'd be really cool for them to offer that for the future. We have someone from Inside Edition. Hi, Miss Hill. Inside Edition. Oh, hey, Moondog. How are you doing today? Hi, Miss Hill. Inside Edition reports on the Murdoch trial today. We'd love to talk to you about briefly about Buster's alleged gesture that was reported to Judge Newman and the moving the family in general. I understand you're in court, so we'd love to hear, very briefly interview you during lunch. If you can do a quick FaceTime or Zoom, even a quick phone interview, please let me know if that's possible. Thank you very much. Becky replies back, I was not inside the courtroom when this happened. As I was coming up from the stairs, I'm just having to talk to Lynn and John Marvin about the rules and what not to do. A better person would be Nettie Grant with law enforcement or Angela Stalling with law enforcement. So I feel like she could have just been like, oh, I was in the courtroom. But then no, she just drops a little bit of information where she's like, I was just talking to John Marvin and Lynn. I think Lynn is Alec Murdoch's sister. I think it's like his older sister. And then John Marvin is his younger brother. So it's like kind of interesting how she's like dropping some information about here. Like, oh yeah, I was like too busy talking to Murdoch's siblings about the rules and what not to do. Because I was like, oh, he didn't really ask about it. He was just asking about Buster and like, I guess the family moving in the back. Maybe that's why she brought it up, I guess. Possibly. Okay, we had an email from someone from Callantine County. I forgot to tell you last night was a great job to you and your staff. Wait, I totally read that wrong. I forgot to tell you last night, what a great job you and your staff have done. There has been so much as a ripple in how you executed. There has not been so much as a ripple in how you executed this really difficult task. If there was ripple, you all took care of it without becoming a major issue. Hi, Dynamic. How are you doing today? Just wanted to say, well done. Becky replies back, Sue, thank you so much. It really means a lot coming from you. We have worked hard and it's been exhausting, but I'm so thrilled to hear such well-received comments. It's truly taken a village. She replies back, you're so welcome. Becky Hill says, you really would enjoy the ladies from last night. We're going to meet next Monday night for supper. I would try to message you to make plans with you. They are from ABC, GMA. Interesting. So she's getting some dinners with like news people. What is this? Good Morning America, right? GMA, Good Morning America. Let's see, what's 721? Oh yeah, this is her giving a heads up to some of the news people about the witnesses that are going to testify the next day. Yep, same thing the next day. I don't have notes for this one. What is this one? Something about keeping something on the down low. An order from the Judge Newman. Oh, bomb threats. Do you guys remember how one of the days of the Murdoch trial was the courtroom was evacuated because there was a bomb threat? Well, we get the tea on that as well. Larger I can't pronounce that. Hi, Ben, how are you doing today? Larger jurisdiction that deal with violent crimes often do offer counseling after trial for jury members. This is probably not something Colleton County does often. Oh, LA, I could see that. DC, Detroit. Okay, well, that's good to hear. I hope a lot of other counties, states follow suit. Yeah, how's it going? Becky Hill writes, "Hi, Terry. So glad to hear from you. I enjoyed meeting you and talking to you about the exciting day of the Murdoch trial. Bomb threats and all. Yes, I did test positive for COVID. I seem to have all the symptoms. Hoping to be back in the swing of things by tomorrow. I would love to connect with you soon and talk about your publication. Take care. Kindest regards. I am Rebecca Becky Hill." I've never seen this email, or I've never seen someone write that in their email where it's like, I am, and then put in their, they have their signature in there. I've just never seen anyone say like I am before. I think that's very interesting. It's like, I am Becky Hill. It's like, do you really need to write that? I don't think you do. It seems a little redundant. All right, we got some gifts coming in. What do we got? "Hi, Miss Hill. We wanted to mail you a gift to thank you for putting our names in the courtroom list. We found the trial very interesting, and we may come again if that'll be okay. I will mail tomorrow, and we'll be mailing the courthouse and the name by appropriate. If you would prefer your home address, just give me your address." It is my pleasure. You don't have to do that. But if I can't persuade you any different, my address is a P.O. box right here. So we're getting some gifts coming in, which I don't know if that's a bad thing to get gifts. It's just like, oh, hey, like you did something nice for me. Like I am really appreciative of that. And, I just want to thank you for that. But I know how people can see that and be like, oh, it's kind of weird that you're getting gifts. It seems like, are you doing it because of the gifts? But I don't know. I feel like it's like really nice and appreciative when people do something like that. Like as a thank you. But I don't know. It could look bad. 815. Oh no, 821. Becky writes back. They write back. "Thank you. We wanted to send you a gift and hope you enjoy it." Becky writes back. "Loria, your beautiful gifts came in yesterday afternoon. Thank you so much. It was totally unexpected or necessary, but the scarves are so pretty and they keep me warm in this cold courtroom. I love a scarf." Wait, how do we get all the way down here? 730. All right, Creighton. What do we have for Creighton? Maybe we could skip this. Or did I read it wrong? Oh, 7:30. Someone writes, "Is there a way to get a message to the prosecutors of Alec Murdoch?" Becky says, "Yes, there is. You can send it through here." She writes, "I was wondering if he could re-listen to Snapchat calls. He calls his dad's name." She writes, "I'm a homeschool mom. Would it be allowed to come in and sit in the day of courtroom? Thank you." Becky replies back, "I passed your message on. Also, how many of you would like to come with you to the courtroom? Just let me know the names. We can prepare for the badges for you. And what day did you want to come?" So it seems like she's just like letting like anyone who wants to come in and watch, to literally come in and show like set aside badges for them. Which if I was someone who didn't know about this and I was waiting in line, I'd be like, oh my God, I should have just emailed Becky Hill. Why am I waiting this line? Nonsense. Why you need counseling? The emails I don't think they're that bad. They're just interesting. Okay, they're interesting. We have cute dog coming up. Okay, so Murdoch family being warned. Someone writes, where is it? Oh, here it is. Giovanni writes, "Thanks so much. One other question. Was the Murdoch family warned that they would be thrown out of court at any point? Does the court have a statement for this?" Becky writes back, no statement. He writes back, "Got it. Can you confirm or deny the fact that they were warned though? Just a yes or no will do." She writes back, "I don't want to be quoted because it was law enforcement's lane, but some of the family members." Oh, this is when she was trying to film stuff in the courtroom. I don't know. This is stuff that Harpoon was getting pissy about. So someone writes from ABC, "Hi, Becky and Sydney. I'm with ABC News 2020 out of New York City. We emailed in the past, but I haven't had a chance to come down to meet y'all in person. I got COVID 3 weeks ago, proceeded the week before by strep." Ooh, that sucks. You had COVID and strep. Yikes. For our show, we often like to film the empty courtrooms where a trial is taking place, just the general atmospheric details and such, the empty jury chairs, the clock, the seal that we see on the pool feed, the microphone and the witness box, etc. She says, yes, come on in. So she's just working with these like news crews to like get all this footages and stuff like that. Okay, so I don't think this part is really important. I think it becomes important when the book stuff starts coming out. And then we see a cute little doggo there. Look at this guy. Is that her dog? I just thought it was cute. Sorry, I just want to lighten the mood a little bit, with a cute little doggo photo. So someone's like, I guess they saw a screenshot of Becky walking maybe her dog. They took a screenshot of it. They circled it. Read, thank you. I love it. Had not seen it. Does not have time to watch the news. Oh, I thought this was interesting. So do you guys remember from the evidentiary hearing, Joe McCulloch was one of the lawyers that represented the jurors who had not so great things to say about Becky Hill? It's so interesting to see how small this town really is. So it seems like Joe McCulloch, he was going to attend this party that was for Becky Hill and the staff members. But then months later, when everything goes down, he's representing one of the jurors who was like, oh yeah, Becky Hill, she influenced my decision. Becky Hill said this. I don't know. The town is really small. So someone says, thanks for the fun event Monday. God knows we need it. I have also expressed to Becky Hill we need to thank her and her staff for all of her kindness. So this is from Joe McCulloch. I'm assuming it's the same Joe McCulloch. Maybe it's a different one. I think it's the same one. I planned with her a thank you party / press mixer to honor her and her staff Wednesday evening, and will provide drinks within reason because I know journalists, and we'll have a food truck at the ready. Becky's very talented singer / songwriter daughter will perform the congregation music beginning around 7:30 when you all ought to be switching off your lights and retiring pencils. Sponsored by the Stockholm Syndrome Group and my law firm. Cheers and rest up, Joe. I guess I could just look up really quick. So I don't know. It'd be really interesting if it's like the same Joe guy that's representing one of the jurors. Thank you so much to Val, Becky, Joe, and everyone else involved in arranging these upcoming events. The camaraderie, respect, and friendship has continuously been good, supplied in Waterboro, and has helped set off the heaviness and tragedy of the story, or at least made a big dent. As the trial wind down, I'm glad for these upcoming opportunities to reflect and cut loose with so many new buddies. I don't think I need to read this. Someone's thanking Miss Becky. Hey, Becky, just want to say how impressed everyone has been with you. The judge, your beautiful little town. The jury did an amazing job. You all really made South Carolina very proud. I know you must be exhausted and relieved this is finally over. Tom and I would love to take you out to lunch at some point to show our appreciation for taking such great care of us. Please let us know if we can arrange this. She writes back, thank you so much for your kind words. My Tommy and I would like to go out with you and your Tommy. We're headed out for town for the weekend, but let's keep in touch and schedule a date. Thank you for the compliment about the hair. Becky with that great hair. What was that from again? What song was it? 798. Oh, dude. Okay. This is the part. This is the email where she plagiarized and put it in her book. So now we are getting some context behind it because we're like, wait a second. Why would the BBC reporter send this email to Becky Hill? Like, what is she doing? She's sharing the journal with her? No, she ain't. So the BBC reporter sends this little write-up and then later on was like, oh, shoot, I didn't mean to send it to you. I meant to send it to someone else who just has the same name as you. Please delete this. And Becky's like, okay. But instead of deleting it, she forwards it to someone else. And I think she ends up like, at some point, she just forwarded it to her personal email. And I don't know why she made a decision to copy this and then put it in her book. It seems really dumb and really silly, but it seems like she really liked this. So this is the part where Holly Hendrick from BBC wrote, on the 12th day of the murder trial, Alex Murdaugh looked bored. Mr. Murdaugh sat hunched at the defense table in the second floor courtroom of the Colleton County Courthouse in Waterboro, South Carolina, and it goes through parts of the trial and background history and all that stuff. And so she forwards it to someone, I don't know why, for some reason. They were like, oh, this is great. Becky writes, this is something a friend of mine is writing. Let me know what you Let me know when you want to get in to see Mr. M. Also, what pics we might want to look at. Maybe we can take some pictures when you come back. I would just say walk to the back of the courtroom or sit in the back and take some. This particular witness is boring. Dot, dot, dot. Who was the witness that testified on February 21st? That's annoying. Oh, was it a Beyonce song? $807. Okay, so the plagiarism. So Holly Hendrick actually sends that article to Rebecca and she writes, "Hey Becky, hope you're well. Please disregard and delete the last email I sent you. I have an editor named Rebecca and I confused the addresses when I sent it. I will touch base tomorrow about a chat about this week." She writes back, "I will do that, but what a well-written article. Really good. Man, that article was so good that she was like, I'm going to plagiarize it. I'm going to use it in my book. Thank you. Bye." Although at the time, I don't know if she was planning on using her book, but at some point she must have remembered like, hey, I need to write a preface. And I remember there was an article that was written that was really good. I'm just going to steal it, I guess. I don't really understand the thought process on that. But yikes. Oh, we talked about jury pay. Remember, I was like asking you guys, how much do you think how much do you think they get paid? So we have an email from Becky Hill. "Hi, Kevin. The daily rate of juror pay is $20. I hope they get free parking." I heard there were some counties where jurors got like $15 or $20, but then they had to pay for their own parking. I hope that has been remedied and I hope they don't have to, because essentially your daily rate would just go towards the parking. And if you're parking at the courthouse or wherever it is, or if you're parking on the side of the street, I don't know, it can be very pricey. It'd be like $5, $10, $20. It could be your entire pay. So I remember hearing about that in some counties. Hopefully, they got to keep their $20 and they got free lunch, Oh man. Okay. 874. This is more jury pay. So I thought that was kind of sweet. So someone writes back, "Thank you, Becky. Maybe after the trial, you can tell me who sets the rate. I would guess county council. Maybe I can talk to someone about increasing your budget to cover a larger amount. In my world, senior management would increase the money mandates without increasing my budget. I know the state does the same thing. God bless you all. I'm very proud of you all working there during this trial." Becky replies back, "I love that proposal. And if you're willing to sit down with me and make a plan, I will work on this. There is strength in numbers. Keep praying. I can definitely, wait, what? What are you talking about? Keep praying. I can definitely feel tempted and they are much needed. Our God does reign." So, if Becky Hill can work on getting the jurors a little bit more pay, that could be cool. I wonder what the average is. I feel like back in my day when my mom got summoned for jury duty, that was a long time ago. I feel like it was like 15 years ago. I feel like the pay was $15. It might still be $15. I don't think it really gone up. Maybe 15. I don't know. Maybe it's 20 now. All right. Something about Gloria Satterfield. This is the media legal guy. "Good morning, Becky. If you watched the Murdoch docuseries, Netflix and HBO, one of them had a scene where the insurance adjuster was taking a statement about Gloria Satterfield's death. You don't see the adjuster, but you hear his voice. The adjuster was my friend and former neighbor, Brian McGowan. Brian is the son of the late Judge Frank McGowan of Greenville. Long intro to get to the point. Brian would like to attend the trial tomorrow. Can you arrange a pass for him, please? I'm working on my day job today and won't be in Waterboro until this evening. Thanks, Jay." She says, "You got it. He is on the list." Small town. We got something about Nancy Grace. Oh yeah, she's probably excited about this. So a producer for the Nancy Grace show was like, "Hey, any chance you could join our show today? We'll be live from 9:30 to 1. I know you'll be in court for much of it, but perhaps after sentencing, we would love to hear from you." She replies back, "Would love to. Well, call!" Exclamation mark. Okay. So someone writes, "Campbell was asking if it is possible for he and his wife to sit in tomorrow again for the case. They would appreciate it. Are y'all nervous wrecks with this case in your venue?" Becky replies back, "I will make sure they have their badges. And we have been planning behind the scenes since October, so we're doing pretty good. We're treating it like another trial, another defendant, etc. Just with more people in media. LOL, it takes a village." And this is where people are probably like, "Becky, are you really treating it like another trial? Are you really treating it like another defendant?" But who knows? Maybe she ran her mouth in all the other trials, possibly, maybe. In California is, oh, really? It's $15 in California? I thought it'd be more than that. I wonder which state pays the highest. I would say like 2025. There has to be a 25 somewhere out there, right? All right, 9:45. Media letter to the jury. So we have CNN Worldwide sending an email to Becky Hill. Hello, Ms. Hill. I hope you are well. I'm sure you're inundated with media requests. I work with all shows across CNN broadcast, digital shows, and can help streamline things. We want to be respectful of the members of the jury involved in Alex Murdaugh trial. Do you happen to know if any of them are interested in speaking to the media? Might we be able to send a letter to you that you can pass on to them so they can get in touch with us if they are interested in joining us on CNN? Any guidance on this would be greatly appreciated. All the best. Becky replies back, you are welcome to send a letter and I will get it to them. This is where Murdaugh defense was like, oh, you know, she was trying to get people to interview and she was like handling all the media stuff between the jury and the media. And I don't know. I don't know if that's allowed or not, if that's like a normal thing that they do. I have no idea. 962. All right. Murdaugh family admonished. Someone says, hi there. I'm a reporter, People Magazine. I'm covering the Murdaugh trial. I was wondering if you could confirm a few things for me. Can you tell me if the judge admonished Buster Murdaugh after the gesture to a witness on the stand? ? Also, Alex Murdaugh's sister, Lynn, got admonished for passing her brother a copy of John Grisham's book. I wonder which John Grisham book it is. Hello, thank you for the follow. How's it going? Our tax dollars at 15, can they at least expense for wages and travel at least? Can they expense for, no, I don't think so. Not that I've heard of. Lost wages and travel. I know like they can say that like, hey, you know, like I'm the main primary provider for the family. I can't take off work. I know you can give like reasons like that, but I don't know if you can expense all that stuff. I'm not too sure. I don't think so. She forwards this to Jay Bender. She's like, hey, would you like to answer? So I think we do get an answer later on, which was, in the future emails. I wonder which John Grisham book it was that she gave to her brother, or if that was even true. Maybe it wasn't true. Someone sends an email to Becky, says, hi, Becky. Hope you had a great email, or I hope you had a great weekend. Got to get some rest. I meant to grab you on Friday, but I thought I'd share that I put on BBC radio broadcast Thursday night after the verdict to try to wind down and jolted up when they played a clip of you reading the verdict. This was the morning news briefing in the UK audience. I can't get over how surreal the last few days have been. Becky writes back, it has been so surreal. I hope you've gotten to wind down a little. I would be glad to help you with exhibits and lists you need. If you can wait until next week, I can help you personally. I'm out of town until then. Please let me know and let's keep in touch. Take care. We have another email. It says, Ms. Hill, your hospitality and professionalism are unmatched. I could never thank you enough for being so kind, introducing me to so many people, introducing me to your daughter and her wonderful music, and allowing me to have such a great seat for the last few days of the trial. I hope the dust is settling a little and you and your staff are finding time to rest. I just wanted to let you know that I really enjoyed chatting with you and hope we can stay in touch. Becky writes back, Joe, you are so welcome. It was a pleasure having you in the courtroom. I hope you get a lot of knowledge from the proceedings in the trial of the century. Aubrey, which is her daughter, Aubrey was so excited to meet you and have you sit by her. She tells me you two continue to talk and would like to do a Zoom call soon. I would love that. Hope you're back with your normal everyday routine and enjoying life. Hope we are now lifelong friends, you know? Joe writes back, that would be fantastic, although I may need to be back sooner than I originally thought. I have been helping a local lawyer do research. Becky writes back, that's so wonderful. You're always welcome in our courtroom for anything you may need. Let me know when you come. Sounds like maybe a book is in the works. ... I don't know if she meant like her book or if she meant that other person's book. But it seems like she gets really excited when people are like possibly writing a book about this case stuff. All right, now we have some stuff with the appeal. Holly Miller, which is Harpootlian's paralegal, writes, attached, please find a copy of the notice of appeal in this case. Rebecca writes, well, we just got the notice of appeal. ... 15 an hour. Well, it's because it's supposed to be like a public service, right? 15 an hour. I don't know if they can afford that. But yeah, it's supposed to be like a public service. Like, you know, you're supposed to go in and do your jury duty. Although I've never been summoned for jury duty before, which I'm very surprised. 986. Becky writes, a question on the day of jury appearance. Neil Gordon, which is her book author, collaborator. Oops, I got ahead of my skis working on chapter 5. So what date is this? April 1st. So a couple days, weeks after the verdict, because the verdict happened the beginning of March, right? She writes back, phew, I was wondering, LOL. So it seems like the book was already in the works, especially a couple weeks after the trial. I don't know if it was happening during the trial. I don't think so. But I know a lot of people are like, oh, you're working on the book? Yeesh. 986, 989. Oh man. So we have someone from USA Today who wants contact information of the jury. Okay. Becky's like, the 3 jurors in New York City are, so she writes their names, their phone numbers. And I'm like, I hope she had permission from the jurors to share the information with other people, because I don't know. I wouldn't want someone sharing my first and last name and my phone number so media can contact me. But I don't know. Maybe they gave her permission. Maybe they're like, hey, if anyone else wants to do an interview, let us know. Give us information. We're okay with it. Maybe. When you call or text, just leave your name and who you are with and your message. Tell them that, and I have talked to you. So I don't know. Maybe they agreed to have her as like the liaison. So this is before, I think like a couple days before the verdict came out. Someone writes, Becky, what a fun last night. I had a blast and really enjoyed whiskey and wine. Thank you so much for having me. Becky writes back, thank you. It was a blast. And I'm glad you came. I gave security your name at the door. Let's hope for swift and firm justice today. I think when were they deliberating again? Was it, I don't know why, but March 3rd and March 7th stands in my, those dates like stand on my head. Okay. Someone writes back, this is, just an email between Becky and her son. She's like locked out of her computer. She's like, the clerk of court is locked out of her computer. Please help. I don't know why she's referring to herself as the clerk of court. Why not just be like, hey, I'm locked out of my computer. Please help me. Son writes back, it is unlocked. Please send future requests to support@colletoncounty.org. That way we'll create a ticket and others can see that it has been picked up. She says, what is my password to get back in? Mom, you're supposed to take the proper channels in order to do things. All right. Let's see. Someone from a library, I think. Someone writes, good afternoon. I have not had the opportunity to congratulate you and your staff on the job you all did in hosting the trial. You should be incredibly proud, and I hope you're able to get away from so much well-deserved rest and recuperation. I just had an employee ask if I had heard anything about rumblings of the possibility of hosting the Murdaugh financial charges, and was curious if this was something you can comment on, ? I had not heard this prior to today and want to confirm this is happening. Thank you again. You are rock stars during the trial. She replies back, hi, Ryan. Thank you so much for your kind words. I'm so glad that all of us came together and made Waterboro, Colleton County shine. Hopefully, tourism will increase. And to answer your question, yes, there'll be some financial hearings held here, but we're really hoping Alex will make a plea deal on those. If that happens, then it will just be a hearing. If it doesn't do a plea and wants a trial, then we will have a trial and all the media will come back again. And Judge Newman is letting me know that we will hear something either way. We'll hear something either way on this. I bet you should be like, oh my God, the media can come back. All the shitstorm all over again. Now, this is back to, I think this is like a reporter. Hello, for fellow Murdaugh trial survivor. I hope you're doing well and life is back to normal. I'll be coming back to your town soon after the first book comes out. Quick question. What is the process for getting the official trial transcript? She writes back, hey, Michael, remind me when the first book date is to order the transcript. Email me here. Stop by anytime. They reply back, first book is out May 29th, second book TBD, but shooting for the end of June or July. You can pre-order the first one, Wicked Hampton County, on Amazon now. She writes back, I will pre-order it. Did you go through self-publishing? Also, the transcript costs. The original will be ordered by the prosecution, So, I think she was trying to do a little bit of research on whether or not she should do self-publishing, but there were some emails where she tried to have some publishing companies to see if they were interested in the book, but it seems like there was no interest maybe, and that's why they ended up doing self-publishing. Because remember when Harpootlian was like, oh, they were trying to make money off this book and all that stuff, and then Becky Hill and the co-author was like, oh, but we went through self-publishing. Like, what money is there to be made? And he's like, oh, okay, well, I didn't know that. But then we see behind the scenes that it seems like she was actually trying to get the book through a publisher, but no one wanted to pick it up. At least what it seems in the work emails. Becky writes back, Michael, not to take anything away from you about what you're writing about, I'm interested in writing about what went on behind the scenes in the courthouse during the trial. Do you think this South Carolina publisher would be interested in talking to me about it? Oh, literally, the email is right here. So it's not like she was just like, oh, hey, I'm just going to do self-publisher. It seems like she had the intention to have it published through another publisher. Yay. Okay, sounds great. I've already a little outline of the chapters and summary. Wait, so this is about 3 weeks after the trial was over. She writes, okay, yay, sounds great. I already have a little outline of chapters and a short summary of what the book would be. So just trying to get a little timeline here to see when the book was starting, when she was starting to write the book, how much she had, to see if she was trying to do self-publishing or not, all that good stuff. Something about Buster Murdaugh. Oh, remember we were watching one of the, I don't know if it was like the financial hearings or what, but someone was like, wait a second, did they put Buster Murdaugh's portrait back up? And we get our answer. Hey, Becky, hope you and your staff have gotten some very well-deserved rest. Thank you again for going above beyond, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure you've been asked this question 100 times already. Has the portrait of Buster Murdaugh been rehung in the courtroom? If not, are there plans to do so? Hi, Liz. Sorry, I was on work vacation last week and now answering emails. Yes, the portrait of Buster Murdaugh has now been hung back in its original place in the courtroom. She writes back, no worries. I'm glad you've got some time off after that marathon. Have a great day. Becky writes to thoughts. You may want a picture of Buster hanging back up. What is that sentence? I don't know. 1084. We have some. Okay, so there was some. Do you guys remember during the evidentiary hearing where Harpootlian was saying Becky Hill was making some accusations about the Murdaugh family, not the current Murdaugh family, but the grandfathers and maybe the great grandfathers or something like that, about some crimes back in the day. So we get a little bit of a sneak peek about that. So Becky Hill wanted to include this in her book, where she was saying that her and I think some members of her family back in the day were in cahoots with some of the Murdaugh family, where they were all involved in some whiskey, illegal, what is it called? Like bootlegger shit. All this, I don't know. And so Harpootlian was like, oh, so you're going to make accusations at people and they're not here, they're not alive to, defend themselves. And she kept talking about the literary shit. What was the phrase she kept saying again? It was the literary something, where she would enhance parts of her book to make it more interesting for the readers. But now we get some background story about this whole whiskey conspiracy stuff. So someone writes, Miss Hill, this is the last time I'll bother you today. LOL, below is a rough draft excerpt from the Moonshine chapter of The Fall of the House of Murdaugh. Your comments in the second half are in bold. Let me know if you see anything inaccurate or if you have anything that you want to add. So it seems like there's a person, Michael Dewitt, who is writing his own book, and he's including this whole Murdaugh family whiskey stuff. And then Becky's like, oh, this is a great idea. Maybe I should include parts of this in my book as well. And so she takes this and she forwards it to her husband, I'm assuming Thomas Hill, and writes, this is in a book written by Michael Dewitt of Hampton Guardian. Wanted to be saved, sending it to you. And so we're not going to go through all this, but it's essentially just Murdaugh was accused of being I guess essentially being the orchestrator of this whole illegal whiskey shit, where they're making whiskey illegally, they're selling it and all that stuff. And then it seems like the people that got in trouble were people that were in Becky's family, and Murdaugh's family got away with it. I don't know. That's basically the whole thing. So what they included in the end of the article, the aftermath of the trial. Rebecca Hill, who was elected Colleton County's Court of Clerk in 2020, had relatives who were swept away in the county's whiskey ring of the day. She says her great-grandfather, Felder Hears, faced county charges as part of the combined federal and local investigation when a liquor store on the farm owned by he and his wife, Virginia Simmons Hears, I don't know how to pronounce that last name, on Henderson Highway was raided. I remember them saying how unfair it was that the person in charge of all this got scot-free while all the minor people went to prison, said Hill. Fortunately, they got minor sentences, and then the liquor still was back up and running at some point. In Alaska? 50? What? 50 in Alaska? But I don't know. It's interesting that there's another person writing the book about the Murdaugh stuff, and she's like, oh, I'm going to include it in my book too. But I don't know, maybe it's just inspiration, possibly. Next we have, this is when Becky Hill is traveling up to New York City, I think, for the interview with the jurors. And I guess she brought her daughter along We have the flight plan, the tickets. I think she mentioned in her book that she's never been to New York before, so the whole thing was really surreal, if I remember correctly. So he raced to Rebecca Hill, and he's like, here's your flight info. I've checked you and Aubrey, which is her daughter, in, and I'll print out your boarding passes in the morning down in the lobby. Call me if you have any questions. Day before the verdict, guilty verdict. Okay. What does Rebecca Hill have to say about this? Someone said that they wanted to reserve some seats, and they're like, hey, I want to reserve seats. And she's like, sure, I got the seats reserved for you. Just come by the door and we'll get you fast tracked in. And they write, good afternoon, Mrs. Hill. I would like to reserve. Moondog, thank you so much for the reset for 21 months on Twitch. Thank you. I appreciate it. Good afternoon, Mrs. Hill. I would like to reserve 2 seats for March 2nd for Vicky Brown and Danielle Gerald. Thank you. Okay. Think it will be a guilty verdict? Question mark. Oh, so she's asking for this person's opinion if it's going to be a guilty verdict or not. This is a couple days before the verdict actually came out. So she wants to hear about the thoughts and opinions of other people. This is her going to New York City with the jurors. And we're almost done, by the way, guys. Ish. Ish. Oh, what is this? Invoice for food. Becky Hill writes to someone, hey, JJ, I actually went to New York City with 3 of the jurors and we just got back home. I'll be out of town until Sunday. Can I get you paid when we come back on Sunday? I can run a check to your house. Oh, yeah. The New York City jury interview happened pretty quickly. I think it happened March 6th. Jesus. It happened a couple days after the verdict came out. I wonder if she was disappointed that they didn't interview her because I don't think we saw her interviewing. It was just the 3 jurors interviewing with the people. So I was wondering if she was hoping to get interviewed, or actually I'm kind of curious why they even flew her up there if she wasn't going to be interviewed. Or maybe they were planning on to and they're changed their mind. Now we start hearing about the lake house. Remember how Harpoolian was like, it seems like Becky Hill was doing all this because she was trying to fund her lake house. And Rhonda McElveen, the other clerk of court, went up there to testify and was like, yeah, Becky was saying how we need a guilty verdict so we can retire and get our lake house, right? It seems like it was just silly banter that was just happening between, just you and your coworker. But I can see how it looks bad. I'm just not really convinced. I don't know. To me, it just seems like it was just silly banter. But we do see references of a lake house, which I thought was interesting in here. Where is it? Lake house 1156. Okay. Where's the lake house shit? Okay, so this is from Becky Hill to, I think, her co-author, Neil. Okay, so Becky writes, in perusing Bob Young's website and talking with him, he was an elected official and wrote his books and started acting. Of course, his books were historical and not trials. He said he just started writing 10 years ago. That was encouraging that an older lady like me can still do things. Just a little history. As a child, I wanted to be a news person, but there wasn't much exposure to that. Ooh, excuse me. I spent a lot of time with my little Southern Baptist church, and so music, teaching, missionarying was on the radar. Then, of course, I met Tommy, and I was going to my 3rd college and transferring to Winthrop when he and I met and got my MRS instead of my BS. So finishing my degree is something I want to do. USC offers a perfect degree in organizational leadership. So it's a BA instead of a BS. LOL. And I want to retire and live at the Lake Marion, because it's closer to my grandchildren, and because that's where I grew up, as my mom and my dad had a lake home there. When my parents passed away, I sold my portion to my brother. Now that he has passed on, it has gone to his daughter, and we don't get to go anymore. We don't see the grandchildren much either, even though we live in the same town. Tommy and I live upstate of South Carolina. Lake Keowee, Lake Hartel would possibly be open to upstate. Who knows? Only God does. Smiley face. So it's interesting to see references of the lake house. And we do see a reference to the lake house again, I think, after the date of the book being dropped. So this could potentially, it seems to back up what Rhonda is saying about Lake House. This is her working on chapter 7 of her book. So things are moving pretty quickly with this book writing. Skip through this. Something about a photo shoot with, so we have a photo shoot going on with her co-author's wife. Her co-author's wife. That sounded so weird when I said it out loud. No, nothing, no updates with Alexi so far. Not that I've seen. When I checked back, I think I checked like 2 weeks ago. It just has a court date set for, I think, September of 2024, which is far away, all the way out in the fall. All right, so now we're getting to the territory of her working on her book. She writes, "This is great. Thank you. Very good conversation indeed. I'm good with all of that. I will try to get Jean's drawing and send your way. Also, my bailiff here, Paul Bennett, can do the banner for us. Remind me again, do you want my picture on the banner? Along with the title of the book, possibly the front cover drawing, if I can get Jean to do a colorful drawing of it? Question mark." She had some really wacky ideas about what to do for her book cover, and I'm glad they didn't go with it. She wanted like a picture of her in the courtroom being surrounded by Buster Murdoch's ghost and Bubba holding a chicken. I don't know. It was like some really funky ideas, and I was like, I don't know, that seems like a lot going on for a book cover. Sounds like it would be like a children's book or something like that, or like a ghost book. All right, so we have some court tours going on. Since the ending of the Murdoch trial, the CC courthouse has been giving tours to tourists, locals who are still wanting to be involved and have invested so much time in watching the trial of the century. Our security department gives at least 10 tours a day. We've had everyone who come in to write their names and where they're from. Each visitor is so interesting when we ask, what brought you here? A recent visitor from Montana was visiting their dad and stepmom in Murder Beach. They just had to come to Waterboro to see the courthouse and took a chance on seeing inside asking the bailiffs. They were so thrilled. The courthouse is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. As long as we don't have a lot of court stuff going on, we're happy to provide tours, take pictures, and answer questions. So I'm like, okay, she's giving tours for the courthouse for people who want to see it in person. But I thought it was kind of interesting that when she started getting more emails later on when her book was out about the tours, she's like, oh, hey, by the way, I have a book that I'm selling. You can pre-order it here. Feel free to come by and get a book. And I mean, it's like shameless promotion, I guess. All right, book promotion, April 18th. What do we have here? Brian, if you could just put quotation marks behind the doors of justice. And if we can say pre-order your copy now in a different color that still stands out. And where is his Alex Murdaugh swiftly convicted of murdering his wife and son? Put Rebecca H. Hill and Neil Gordon, co-author, what went on behind the scenes of the 6-week Murdaugh trial. Would there be enough room to put in the middle part? So she's working on her book banner right now. Let me see if I can find the one where it referenced her putting the ghost of Buster Murdoch and Bubba with the chicken in his mouth. This is her forwarding chapter 1 to her husband, Jeffrey Hill. That was in April. Neil, her co-author, writes, after reading your powerful account of the talk the judge gave, I'm suggesting we give it its own chapter. 8. After the part of the judge and tragedies leading up to the trial. 7. I've added a few things you shared in the tape recorder and a few things I found in chapter 8. Becky replies back, wow, I believe we are making a great pair of writing authors, question mark, question mark, question mark. I don't know if those are emotes or if they're really question marks or not. Oh, I think this is where we get Bubba. Bubba! At the end of this reading is a picture of Bubba, ... Is there a picture of Bubba in the book? 1, 2, 5, 3. Okay, so this is what she wanted, which I thought sounded kind of funky. Jean, I've asked Ben to go to Augusta next Friday for a book reveal party and trying to get a prepaid book payment and advertise my book. We are wanting to get a banner made with how the front of my book may look. Here's the question. Would you be able to drop the front part of the courthouse like a close-up of the doors partially open, upstairs, me standing up top by the railing, and the stairs in the column? And then the whole space down below, can we fill it with like Alec, Maggie, Paul, and Bubba? And in the background, ghosty pics of Randolph and Buster? Doesn't have to be fine-tuned or perfect. May have to colorize, though. Could have been done by Monday. I have to get you pics of Buster and Randolph. And how much would you charge for this? I don't know. It sounds kind of weird. Like, she's, like, on the staircase, and there's, like, the family, and then there's, like, ghosty pics of the other Murdoch family members. I I really wish I got to see an illustration of this. It'd be really interesting to see that. Hold on, I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick, guys. Bathroom break, 1 minute. Let's go. You bet the husband's a very agreeable type. We don't really see, I don't know if we get any emails from her husband, so I'm not really quite sure. Oh God, I'm wearing my old earbuds. These are so ugly. It's crapperoo earbuds. Where are we at? 1, 2, 5, 3. 1, 2, 5, 3. We have a picture of her and Nancy Grace. Oh, look, it's Becky Hill with Nancy Grace. Hello there. All right, so Becky's going back for the bootleggers stuff. Hey, Michael, I hope this finds you well. I hope you are probably busy. I'm wondering if you would help me with some information on my grandfather, Felder Hears, grandmother, Virginia Hears, and uncle Thomas Hears, who would have been the minor when they were arrested in 1956 with the liquor still in Hendersonville. So this guy is the one who's writing a book, and he has a section about the bootlegger stuff, the whiskey, whatever. And she's like, oh, well, can you help me do my research for me? So I include it in my book as well. I know it's in your book, but I want it to be in my book as well. Can you help me with that? 1, 2, 3, 7. Book banner prices. Okay, 7-foot banner is $175. 4-foot banner is $120. Which one do you want to go with? The guy who's at Sign Plus will be sending me something to look at by the morning. Maybe that will help us decide. So we are on the roll with the book. Oh, we get to look at Murdoch trial expenses, which I thought was pretty interesting. Hi, Blair. Thank you for checking back with me on the expenses incurred in the Murdoch trial, the trial of the century. So far, we have approximately $55,000. We're still awaiting a few invoices, such as van rentals for the jury of the entire 6 weeks of the trial. That should be coming soon. Just guesstimating the amount, I would say a total of $60,000. And you asked about the hourly or salaried rate of different court workers. The court reporters get the same amount of money per day, whether they work a couple hours or whether they work late into the evening. The courthouse staff, which include the clerk's office and bailiffs and the sheriffs, are all hourly and got paid overtime. Hi, CMB. Hi, Shirley. How are you doing today? Hello. How is everyone doing? So roughly $60,000 worth of expenses during the Murdoch trial. And that's just for the 6 weeks, 6 weeks, not including all of the other expenses with all the attorneys and all that stuff. And all the research and all the hiring the experts. 1, 2, 5, 4. All right, what is this? Oh, so Becky Hill's like, I wonder where Alec Murdoch is. Becky writes, good morning. May I just be a little bit nosy or inquiring, ... whereabouts of Alec now? Is he at McCormick? They reply back, so the first place you go once being sentenced is Kirkland. That is a processing hub for SCDC. Processing is 45 days, so he is still there. Soon, though, he'll be transferred elsewhere. Not sure where that will be, but once he's settled, the SCDC incarcerated inmate search will tell you. She says, thank you for indulging me and helping me learn something new today. I don't know. Why don't you just write Alec a letter? Be like, hey, Alec, how are you doing today? How's it going? How's jail treating ya? Oh, we have something about some docuseries stuff. What is going on here? Neil writes, okay, I'll research it and add it for you to massage. I don't think the docuseries stuff in the sense in our book is important. If we need to fill in more, we can revisit. She writes back, yes, I've watched all 3 docuseries. I felt like the last one, the Netflix, was the best and accurate. There is so much being covered up still. Oh, I wonder what she thinks the cover-ups are. Will we ever know the truth? Question mark. I'm not sure. Something in me tells me Alec will tell at some point. I think somebody will. I haven't heard anything about any other stories. For what I'm being told by lawyers around me, their opinion is that this case will not be granted another trial. Let's hope that's the case. 12 chapters by Sunday sounds doable. I am working hard on this end. I don't know. Is it me or is she just like really obsessed with the Alec Murdaugh stuff? All right, what do we got with the Murdaugh stuff? Okay, so Becky writes, what is this? Is this a segment for her book, I guess? All right, this is what she writes. As I sit and watch the sentencing happening on YouTube, now I see and watch Alex's son Buster in the courtroom, sitting in the back row of the front section of the courtroom. I am troubled by the unaffected way Buster appears. He is emotionless. It is almost as if he is irritated to be there and is ready to be out of the courtroom and apparently has other matters more important to be tended to. He just acts so irritated to be sitting there. I watch as John Marvin, who was sitting right beside his nephew Buster, is having a different emotional makeup on his face. He is affected. He shakes his head in agreement with everything the judge is saying, hearing the judge sentence Alec to 2 life sentences to run concurrently. John Marvin's demeanor is hugely sad. His eyes are downcast, and I can see the love of a brother on his face. Then I see Alex's sister, Lynn Marvin, sitting on the same back pew of the rest of the family. She's the main reason the family was moved to the pew and was sent a warning through me as a clerk of court that one more action of breaking the judge's rule would result in getting banned from being present in the courtroom. Lynn's countenance is hard. She's listening intently to Judge Newman as he addresses her brother. I don't know, the way she writes, a little bit power trippy, I would say, but I don't know, man. It's just like, oh, me, the clerk of court, sent her a warning and made the Alec Murdaugh family sit in the back. One more thing and they will be reprimanded again and be banned from coming into the courtroom. Is there email records on her charging for courthouse tours? I don't remember seeing that. I know that there are people that did the tours and they're like, hey, I would like to donate some money to the courthouse, like to fix the windows. Can I write a check? And they did that. And there were some other people that came in there was like, hey, I want to donate some money to the courthouse. And she's like, oh, here, I'll like forward your information to like the finance person or whatever that will handle this. But I didn't get any sense of like her taking money from people in order to get the courthouse tours. I thought it was weird though that, I mean, it could just be shameless advertisement and could absolutely be nothing wrong with it. But when people were like, hey, I want to tour the courthouse, and she's like, oh, hey, like, my book is here, you can pre-order it. And yeah, I can sign it for you in person if you like. Or there was one where there was these people that just wanted to tour the courthouse, and she's like, hey, like, I have this like news company here, like, would you mind being in the background and while we like film, like, we just want videos of you like walking the hallways or something like that. And I was just like, oh, it's just kind of weird. Like, what if the people just want to tour and they don't want to deal with like your book, or they don't want to deal with like, being part of like a, I don't know, like a media thing. But it's weird, but I don't think it's like necessarily like bad, I guess. I don't know. It's just weird. Just weird to me. So now she's talking about Alec Murdaugh's sister. Lynn's countenance is hard. She's listening intently to Judge Newman as he addresses her brother. Her eyes are cold. She's constantly on guard. Why? I can't answer that. She has been the architect of her own design the entire time she's been here inside the courtroom and inside this courtroom. Wait, what? What did she just write? At her request, the court did give her and the family an office room downstairs to gather in during breaks and all the beginning of the day. She said she'd be happy bringing her laptop to work on during the day for her job as a victim's advocate for the solicitor's office in Dorchester County. Lynn's job in that capacity gave her vast knowledge of all the court rules and the do's and don'ts of dealings with victims and their families and the defendants themselves. There's really no feeling she's exuding, except the best way known to describe her is cold, hard, unapproachable, critical, and important. As I rewatched the YouTube presentation of the sentencing for Alec, I paid close attention to Lynn, John Marvin, and Buster. Lynn's facial expression seems to be disagreeable with the judge. Lynn actually rolled her eyes when Judge Newman announced that Alex's life sentence would run consecutively. Did she really do that? I can't believe there wasn't any sympathy or concern for her brother, and perhaps compassion for the life going forward her brother would be living. I didn't see any of that. When will it end? I'm not sure it ever will. ... I heard she was changing the checks from the courthouse tours being made out to her name. That was part of the initial red flags. I did hear about the check stuff too. Like blank checks. I did hear about that. But when I went through the emails, I don't know. I didn't see anything weird about that. But I remember hearing about those accusations. Unless I missed something in the emails. 1289. I might have missed it. All right, we have book cover input. This is from Becky Hill. Or no, this is from someone from Colleton County. Oh, yes. Or no, this is from Becky Hill. Sorry, I'm getting so confused on these emails. Becky writes, "Good morning. I'm on a time crunch with my book." Oh, remember she was saying that she was on a time crunch and that's why she plagiarized the preface of her book? Eesh. "I'm on a time crunch with my book. Got the edits back in the photographer's development with a pic of the front of the book. I'm reaching out to you for your opinion. I know you'll be truthful and honest. Please take a look and give me your feedback." This person replies back, "Great, I will have a look. It told me to request access from the owner of the file. Be on the lookout for the email. I'm going to be in Waterboro on Wednesday to talk with Netflix. Would love to see you if possible." She writes back, "Yes, that would be great. Let me know if I can send you the mock without having permission. Also, check out the website, www.behindthedoorsofjustice.com. I think my picture should be tweaked or be smaller to come under the doors above. The starburst that says photos unseen should be way smaller." Yes, that would be great. Let me see if we can send you a mock-up. Blah, 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 blah. I've already read that. Okay, so she's sending the book cover. She says needs tweaking. She says, "I can do Wednesday night. I've attached the photo the photographer designed for the book cover. It needs tweaking. I think it needs a different picture of me. I am very critical of myself and my looks. Give me some honest feedback!" Exclamation mark. Did she ever make it on the book cover? She did, right? I think she's on the book cover. Sorry, I literally just did the thumbnail earlier. Is she on the book cover? Thumbnail. Oh, wait. She's not on the book cover? Oh, maybe she's not on the book cover. Maybe it was just Murdoch in the courthouse. Oh, they're like, "Sorry, Becky, you didn't make it to your own book cover." All right, but you know who isn't critical about their looks? Everyone wants to look good. 1309. Okay, Texas Crew Production. Now this is the part where we're getting into Harpootlian accusing Becky Hill of releasing sealed documents to, I think he said like Netflix, Japanese camera crew, Texas camera crew, or something like that. Anyway, so we're going to get to the emails right now. We have Texas crew. So they're filming something for, I don't know, a doc or something like that. "Hi, Becky. Thank you for taking time with talking to me today. As discussed, attaches a copy for a standard appearance and location release for review and signature. If you have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to let me know. It looks like we can go to the film at the courthouse at May 10th. We would like to interview Joe McCulloch there as well, but that might shift slightly due to the amount of time our team would like to utilize filming all the interior locations you mentioned. We talked about how you were able to see a lot of events during the trial that were not shown to the filming. Is there anything you can think of that we could definitely know before going out? Please let me know." Becky writes back. So they signed it. Here's my agreement. She forwards this to Neil Gordon, which is weird because Neil Gordon is her co-author, but then she ends up making Neil Gordon do like a bunch of other, I don't know. I feel like Neil Gordon ended up being her like PR manager / assistant, but maybe he agreed to do that. She forwards this email to Neil Gordon. She says, "Here's the agreement they want me to sign. Can y'all take a look at it and let me know what you think?" He says, "Michelle seems nice, but the agreements are very one-sided. I think if you can't sign a non-disclosure form ahead of time to learn where this will be shown, you should hold out. Since the entire benefit to you is clearly stated in the agreement's promotion you'd receive. I'd ask Michelle to add an addendum to the agreement that would provide a 5-second mention in a video of the book cover and audio mention, as well as exchange for the location and your time." Wait, so I'm a little bit confused about this part. So Texas crew, they want to come in and film portions of the courtroom. And then her co-author is like, "Oh, well, you should only agree because it's going to take up your time." But it's like, I feel like she has nothing to do with them filming the courthouse. Unless they're filming something else. Like, yes, like maybe Becky Hill will be in it for like a couple seconds to say some stuff. But it's like, hey, if you don't mention my book in whatever it is that you're doing, then you can't come and film the courthouse. I don't know. That was like the sense that I was getting, but it doesn't really specify here what they're filming. I mean, no, this is, we're going to go film at the courthouse May 10th. So I find it very weird that they're saying that like, hey, like don't let them film at the courthouse unless, they mention the book and they're using your likeness. I don't know. It just sounds kind of like a little bit iffy and weird to me. Okay, so she replies back, "Yes, it does sound one-sided. I would do what you suggested. If there's anything else, let me know. I won't call her until tomorrow." He replies back, "Okay, I'll try to look them up tonight, say their name of the company to make sure they have a track record. Hollywood is where they may be from." He writes, Okay, I checked them out. They're very legitimate. I've seen some of their work on cable television. They're very good. Their clients include Hulu, Peacock, Network, A&E. And my guess in this doc series, you will air on one of those networks and probably have an enormous audience. I do think it's okay to ask her for a one slate addendum. So at some point, they're utilizing your interview clips that they should show a copy of the book, cover, and mention that the book is out. You might even mention to her that is an interesting nugget in their docu. You know what? I kind of watch their documentary now because now I want to know, do they even want Becky Hill in there? Maybe they really just wanted to focus on the courthouse stuff and Murdoch, and then Becky Hill's like, hey, I'm the one who, will let you guys film on the property, but can you make sure you include me and my book in there? At some point, they're utilizing your interview clips. They want to show a copy of the book, cover, mention the book is out. You might even want to mention to her that's an interesting nugget in the doc, but is not many clerk of court writing a book during an ongoing legal action against someone like Alec Murdoch, in which he would still appear in your courtroom. Becky writes back, wow, Neil, thank you for your research. I'm going to nickname you Sherlock. So just to recap, because I felt like, it's really hard to say all this, but it seems like Texas Crew wants to come in and they want to film at the courthouse and they want to interview Joe McCulloch, who is a lawyer. But Becky's like, oh, well, you're going to interview me. And then if you're going to interview me, you're using my likeness. And therefore, you have to mention my book. I don't know. I don't know if they even wanted to interview her to begin with, right? Maybe they do. Or maybe she just inserted herself and assumed they wanted to interview her. I don't know. All right. Becky Hill is sweating a little bit. So Becky writes an email. Good morning, Courtney. My name is Rebecca Hill. I am the clerk of court in College and County. I love the spell errors. So we're in April 28, 2023, about a month and a half after the verdict came out. She says, good morning, Courtney. My name is Rebecca Hill. I am the clerk of court in Colleton County. I have a question about writing a book by a clerk of court about the process of trial from beginning to end, focusing on the process itself, of the history of it, and of course, the high-profile cases that South Carolina has had. What will be the ethics procedures behind this? So she's starting to write a book, and then I think she's starting to sweat a little bit like, maybe I shouldn't write this book. Maybe it's not a good idea. What's the procedures behind this? They replied back, good morning. Attached, please find the requested staff issued opinion. If you have any questions, please let Courtney know. So she takes this, she forwards it to her husband and her co-author, Neil Gordon. 1397. All right. Now, this is where Harpootlian was talking about how Becky sent the sealed body cam footage to Netflix, and it seems like it was a mistake. Becky says, Exhibit 1, Exhibit 6, the body cam video of Officer Green and Officer McDowell are sealed during the trial and then inadvertently released to you due to the fact the court reporter didn't mark them as sealed. So I wonder if that's true. I wonder if the court reporter fucked up there. I believe we spoke about this when I learned that this had happened and you agreed on your word that you would not use them. Do you remember that? Did we email about this as well? They replied back, I won't show Paul or Maggie was said. The video was already live online. She writes back, Mike, I'm at a hearing in Columbia at present with the defense team and AG's office of Judge Newman. It would be amazing if you can take that video down. The prosecution and defense will, by the order of the judge, be mailing you requests on this if you and I can agree on the video coming down. Would you be agreeable to just take it down? We have another video that was an exhibit that can be used in its place. I can't let you know which exhibit that was. So it's possible that it was a court reporter's fault, didn't label it correctly, and then she sent it out to Netflix. And there's an update on this page too. He writes back, I have not posted any videos. Call me. We're using body cam footage without bodies. We won't use the video you send me if that is at issue. She replies back, Mike, that is the issue. If you would agree not to use the body cam footage videos, that would be the most helpful. So there's definitely a disconnect in their conversation here because he's saying that there was a body cam footage that's already live online. That's what we're using. And she's like, no, don't use that one. Like, don't post that. Take it down. And he's like, no, I didn't post anything. What are you talking about? So we're seeing some confusion here. And I don't know, maybe a little bit of panic. Like, shoot, I actually sent the wrong stuff to you. Take it down. We have something with Dick Harpootlian. Dick Harpootlian and Becky Hill. Let's see when the book was done. We have a book manuscript. So we are about 2 months, March, April, May, June, 3 months. Okay, that's what I said. We are about 3 months after the verdict, and she's got her full manuscript up and ready. Okay, Val, here we go. I have to turn in tomorrow evening, so any parts you can review and peruse, I am grateful. The book! She takes it and she forwards it to her daughter. Cool. She's like very excited. Okay, so this part I thought was a little bit fucky. She's giving some news, she's giving Netflix contact information of people who were involved in the case, and she's like, hey, this is their name, this is their personal cell phone number, but don't tell them that you got the number from me. And I'm like, bro, if someone gave my cell phone number out like that, I'd be so annoyed and pissed. So they were asking her like, oh, hey, like, can we get the contact information of the fire department? Can we get the contact information of, I don't know, the police officer who appeared that day, the sheriff's office and all that? And she's like, oh, here's the phone number. So for example, they're like, on another note, do you know anyone in the Colleton County Fire Department want to reach out who was on the scene at the night of the murders? She gives the phone number, Barry McRoy, Chief of Fire and Rescue. That's his cell. Please don't disclose where you receive it from. Do you know any other names of CSFR who was on the scene that night? ? It's like, why are you giving away their cell phone numbers? Just give them their name and then where they work at, and then have these people, have Netflix go through the proper channels of calling, they maybe the fire department and being like, hey, can we get in contact with Barry McRoy, like professionally, right? Through a professional email or through like the professional phone number. But like, I don't know, giving like cell phones and stuff like that, I'd be so annoyed that like Netflix is my cell phone number. Why? I don't know. I would not want that. Hi, Neko. How are you doing today? I know we were live a couple days ago, but I just want to go over the Becky Hill emails and, have it checked and done. And then next week we'll do the Ruby Frankie sentencing stuff. But I just wanted to pop in and hang out with y'all today. All right. Someone says, I didn't know if you've seen this article since you have been gone. Just thought I would check in with you just in case you hadn't. She writes back, no, I hadn't seen it. Thank you for sharing. Audrey, the band, that's her daughter, had a great time singing in Beaufort. She said it was the biggest venue yet she has sang in. There was over 1,000 people. Oh, that's a lot of people. It opened the door for more opportunities to sing. She was approached by another Beaufort official to sing at upcoming events leading up to the Beaufort Water Festival. Remember when Harpoolin was like, hey, like, what kind of jobs does your daughter have? I don't think she ever mentioned like the singing gig, right? Because Harpoolin was like, is there anything else that she does? Anything else? And he was like eyeballing her and she's like, nope. Was she just lying on the stand? Or is she just going to be like, oh, it was a hobby, it doesn't count? All right, we got release dates for the book. Texas Crew Productions. We just finished our last interview for the initial trip to Low County. And before I want to go, I want to thank you for filming with us. Breaking down a complex 6-week trial into 3 hours is not an easy task. And I very much appreciate your patience. And I ask you to repeat any lines or clarify or shorten details for me. I look forward to seeing you in the scenes of my edits on the screens of my edit room soon. Hi, Dave. How are you doing today? Hello, Fire. I hope you had a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. Thank you, best Jamie. Becky replies back. Thank you, Jamie. You're right. 6 weeks of trial is as complex and tangled as Alex Murdaugh. Fitting into a 3-hour production is almost impossible. But I can't wait to see what y'all do with it. It was very much a pleasure meeting you and talking with you, a survivor who is thriving. I love it. Oh, because I guess they're like survivors of the Alec Murdaugh trial. Sure. Did you get an interview with a person we will be surprised to see? ? Also, my book has been submitted to the publisher. It is in the editor's hand at this moment, looking at a release date of July 31st. So again, maybe she had a deal with the Texas Crew that, maybe they wanted her to be in the doc. And she's like, okay, well, if you want me to be in the doc, then you have to make sure you mention my book. I think that's fair. But the way that I was reading it in the email earlier, it made it seem like they just wanted to film at the location. And then she's like, oh, well, if you want to film at the location, and then you want me to be in it, not that they suggested it because I wasn't sure if they did or not, then you would have to make sure that I'm in it. And then you have to make sure that you include my book. I don't know. I wasn't really sure. Maybe I missed it in the emails or something. All right. 1479. What we got here? Something about, I don't know. Someone wrote, thank you so much, Becky. Did you see the photo anywhere that showed the golf cart in front of Maggie's Mercedes at the house? I really appreciate this. Are they trying to say that Alec Murdaugh drove the golf cart from the kennel to the house? Is that why they're bringing up the golf cart in front of Maggie's Mercedes? I mean, I think that was a theory, though. I think we thought that he drove the golf cart, although someone said buck naked, from the kennels and back into the house. Someone writes back, I know, I have it. We'll go to the courthouse tomorrow and I will send it. Oh, that was Becky Hill that said that. They wrote back, I found the golf cart photo. Thank you so much for everything. Becky writes back, "You're so welcome. I noticed you have a business named Mad Hatter. So is that the name you have for most of your writing and business for the authorship? My husband and I are in the planning stages as we speak with another couple. My husband is my ghostwriter, and we have created a business name and have the EIN number, operating agreement." Wait, the husband is the ghostwriter, not Neil? Oh, the husband's involved in the book as well? They have an EIN number, operating agreement, and a bank account. Our accountant is guiding us along the way as well as our attorney. Did you get through this in the early stage as well? Hi, Christine. How are you doing today? Hello, hello. All right, let's get into the courthouse tours. And y'all were asking about this. Courthouse tours. Someone writes, oh, this is from Live 5 News. Blair. Good afternoon, Miss Hill. I hope you're well. A little birdie told us that this courthouse has been doing some tours during the trial or following the trial. Is that true? We'd love to know more details we may want to cover in the new future. Becky writes back, yes, it has been a hot attraction. People from all over. We set up the book for them to write their names, where they're from, etc. We've taken pictures. The bailiffs are the one doing the tours. They are loving it. I spoke to Scott Grooms just a bit ago, and he told me about Channel 5 coming on Thursday. Looking forward to seeing y'all. Oh, this is the French guy from Vanity Fair. It seems like they all hung out together. You know, got some cute pictures of them playing chess. We have pictures of of Becky and Rhonda. Rhonda, who will soon betray her. Maybe that's Becky's daughter. I don't know. She seems very young, cute. Looks like Becky, right? That might be Becky's daughter. But oh man, do you think the bridge has been burned? The friendship bridge between Rhonda and Becky? Dun, dun, dun. Maybe. Oh wait, were there anything else? Okay, I don't know. I just want to share these pictures. They're kind of cute. But that's Miss Rhonda right there, who's soon going to be testifying in the evidentiary hearing. All right, more Netflix stuff. Netflix agreement. Someone writes to Becky. Hi, Becky. Thank you for the tour today. Please see your locations agreement attached below. Once signed, we can countersign and send you a copy. Also, we're writing a film in either the family courtroom or Amanda's office and arrive at 8 a.m. She forwards this to, I think, to her peoples. Hello, Jay. This is an agreement they want me to sign for Netflix shooting their next doc here today and this week. Would you mind looking over it and making sure all is well? I'm actually very curious if this is even, because Jay is like someone that they hired just for the Murdoch trial as the media legal. But now she's asking him to do like all this other stuff, like looking through the contracts and all that. And like, this is like mostly for her shit, I think. Like, I know the Netflix doc is like them trying to film in the courtroom, but some of the stuff is like for her. And I wonder if she's just kind of like, this Jay guy's like, I'm only here for the Murdoch trial stuff. Now you're just asking me to do other work that has nothing to do with it. Like, it's like the aftermath, which I hope he's still getting paid for. I don't know if he is or not, though. All right, so Jay writes back, Becky, I have several issues with the agreement. 1, you are not the owner of the premises. It is owned by Colleton County. Number 2, any compensation for the use of the courthouse would need to be paid to your office or to the county treasury. Number 3, the receipt of compensation by you for making the Wait, hold on a second. Oh, wait. Nicole, maybe this is what's going to answer your question. The receipt of compensation by you for making the courthouse available, should you have that authority, would be a violation of ethics outlined in the letters from the Ethics Commission. So, Nicole, that's what you were probably asking earlier about Becky taking money from the courthouse tours and stuff like that. Maybe this is like a part of it. But this seems like Netflix, or is it Netflix? Netflix or whoever it is wants to come in and film some shit, and then he's like outlining some stuff. He's like, hey, like, you know, you're not supposed to be receiving compensation for the courthouse because that would be an ethics violation, and then you're not the owner of the premises as well, which to me it just seems like duh. But maybe when Netflix drew up the contract, they fudged up. I don't know. Number 4, an agreement to have a contract construed under the laws of New York and to have any dispute resolved is likely beyond your authority. This situation differs from your authorship of the book because it relates to the use of public property over which you have some authority in the ordinary course of your duties. Becky writes back, thank you so much. I have some concerns about this agreement. They are willing to allow me to make amendments to the agreement, but it's a Netflix agreement. I can't submit my own release agreement. If you don't mind, and I'm going to owe you some really nice oysters, LOL, I'm going to start an email thread to Mike Gasparo and include you in on it. Give my love to Anne. She's like, hey, like, I need you to do some free work for me, and I'm going to just throw you in the email. Also, tell your wife I said hi. Which, if I don't know, Jay Bender seems like a really nice guy. He's really helping out Becky Hill after the fact of the trial stuff. And then Becky's like, yeah, like, can you do some more work for me? I don't know how I feel about that. But maybe this all falls under the purview of, I don't see how it does, though. I feel like he was only hired for the Murdoch trial stuff, but I don't know. Maybe he can bill her for all of this. We have some updated. So Neil says, I will try to work up an amendment or a note for them to do some additions in the morning. Did they allow you to introduce yourself and explain you were the clerk of court and you're writing a book? She writes back, yes, I feel it went good for that, and thank you so much. So we got Neil working behind the scenes, who is her co-author. We have her husband working behind the scene, who is her ghostwriter. We have Jay Bender, who's working behind the scene, who was the media legal hired during the Murdoch trial stuff. Like, she got all these people working all this stuff for her. Which is, she's very lucky to be surrounded by a lot of nice people. All right, we got a book deadline. Becky writes, hello, Lois. Hope you are having a good Friday. I love that name, Lois. Lois. Just coming back. At least I didn't miss Becky Boo's party time. Did you saw her email? It was like Becky Boo, I don't know, XOXO at Yahoo or something like that. Very interesting. Hi, Lois. Hope you're having a great Friday. I'm working on a deadline this weekend to get my book, Behind the Doors of Justice, to the publisher. Next week will be a few free days. If you want me to try to schedule a supper late, we are in the free nights of Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So book deadline 3 months after the verdict came out. Jesus. How many pages is her book again? Was it like 100 to 200 pages? All right. And then we have a leadership conference where she wants to promote her book. Leadership conference in Anaheim, California. It's forwarded by Rhonda McElveen, our dear friend here. And she takes this and she goes to Neil, her co-author, Neil and Melissa. This is a conference in California that is my wheelhouse to go to. It's August 5th and 7th. My question is, do I have time to go? Question mark. And if I went, could we use it to promote her book? I'm so curious. So I guess Neil Gordon at this point is not just her co-author, but also her assistant / PR person / manager, maybe? How many pages did she actually write? We do find out that her husband is the ghost author as well. She mentioned in one of her emails. I thought it was Neil Gordon that was the ghost author, but she mentioned it was also her husband. Ghost author. Why does that sound so weird to say out loud? Ghost author. 1545. All right, y'all. This is from Becky to someone named Rebecca. Hi, Becky. It was so amazing to talk to you today. Thank you so much for your time and wisdom. I will be talking with my ghostwriter who is helping me about publishing the book ourselves through Amazon. So I think that she tried to get it published through a publisher. No one picked it up. And then since no one picked it up, that's why they're doing the self-publishing route through Amazon, which I don't really know why they made such a big deal about when Harpoonling came out to accuse Rebecca Hill of jury tampering and then doing it for the book and for making money and all this stuff. And they were like, no, this is self-publishing. Like, we're not going to make money off of this, or not a lot of money. It's expensive to self-publish. But it's like, but then you see behind the scenes that she was trying to get it published through other people. It seems like she was trying to get the interest, The husband, was that the one that plagiarized? I would assume it was Becky Hill, because she was the one that got the email from the BBC reporter, and that article was sent to her by accident. The BBC reporter was like, hey, sorry, there's another Rebecca Hill, and I was trying to send it to my editor. Can you please delete that? And Becky Hill was like, yes, I will delete it. Or Becky Hill was like, she agreed to it, essentially. She's like, yes, I will. And she was like, oh, you did such a good job writing this. So I'm assuming Becky Hill took it and then she probably plagiarized it herself, unless she told her husband about it. It was like, hey, by the way, like, someone wrote this article. Those are really good. Let's include it in the book. We don't know. But I'm assuming it was definitely Becky because the email was received by her and she was the one who forwarded to her personal email, which we will see in a bit. All right, so Becky says, they're trying to publish their books themselves on Amazon. His wife is an established photographer who wants to design the book cover and believe there will always be his wife, and this established photographer who wants to design the book cover and believe that will be the way we will go. Our thoughts are to photograph me standing on the second story of the courthouse where the stairs come up to the doors. The light will be on the inside, and she has a lighting that will help with that as the doors will be open and go with the title Behind the Doors of Justice, the Murdaugh Murder Trials. Then I would like to have a ghost photo of the elder Murdaugh men facing down below on a picture of Alex's face, Maggie to the left, Paul to the right, and Bubba laying down below, maybe with a chicken in his mouth. I'm so glad that they didn't go through with this because I felt like the cover would have been way too messy. It would have been too much going on. And quite frankly, a bit cheesy. I don't know. This would look like it would be like a meme or something. What do you think? Question mark. I've included the links below, the Dropbox photos of Murdaugh. Please let me know if you have any trouble accessing them. I'm going to keep this email short so I can press send and get these over to you. So she sends a book chapter to Miss Rhonda McElveen. Rhonda McElveen. Same person, right? Rhonda McElveen. Yeah, same person who testified in the evidentiary hearing. I don't know if Rhonda McElveen ever replied back to Becky. Rhonda could have been like, oh, this is a chapter from your book. Well, I'm not going to even engage with it. I'm not going to reply back because maybe she was jealous, or maybe she did reply back, but then Becky didn't reply back to her. And that's why we don't have the email chain. Because again, we only get an email chain if Becky replies back ultimately. So it's possible that Rhonda could have emailed her, was like, hey, congratulations on your book. Or it's possible that she didn't. But that's what I was wondering. I was wondering if Miss Rhonda McElveen, can we trust her? But yeah. She writes, hey Ron, my flowers are still beautiful. Why does life seem to be so busy? Question mark. I'm ready for some slow down. Today may be a day to do that. My throat is hurting. Sinuses are stopped up. We kept the grand boys last 3 nights and may be a little bit tired. LOL. Here is a chapter from my book. ... So again, we don't know if Rhonda ever replied back to it. I want to know. I want to know if she replies back to it. We have someone who said, oh, this is when the books are already out there and ready. Did she really think this would all go in her favor when it all came out in the wash? Silly, especially for a book that I mean, hey, she said she made like $100K for the book. $100K. And then she had a lot of appearances. You know, she like showed up in libraries, gave some talks, did some like book signings and stuff like that, did some interviews. So, you know, there's some interest. There's definitely some interest for sure. So someone writes, hi, Miss Hill. I recently purchased your book for my wife. If possible, can you make it out as following? Dear Daisy, Judge Newman sends his regard. Thank you for your support of the judicial process in the great state of South Carolina. Thanks. I do have a question, though. When someone, let's say, for example, you guys are writing a book, right? And usually people are like, oh, hey, who do you want me to make it out to? That I understand, but to include the message that you want that person to write, like, I don't know, like, is that really a thing? So I'm okay with him saying, here, can you include Dear Daisy? Because that's probably his wife, right? Or that is his wife. But for him to tell her, hey, I want you to write this. Judge Newman sends his regard. Thank you for supporting the judicial process in the great state of South Carolina. I'm just like, if I was the author, I'd be like, no, fuck that. I'm going to write whatever I want. I don't know. I thought that part was like a little weird, but it seems like there are people that do that, like, hey, I want you to write this. All right, now we got some signed books. Becky writes, Rhonda Rich, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Oh my goodness, you are such an angel. Oh, this is when she gets really... Oh yeah, let me read this. Okay, so we have a fan mail from someone. They write, Becky, I meant to write you a note, all proper and southern, but I've been on a book deadline for a novel since I was at the trial. I'm barely hanging on. I wanted to check and make sure that you got 1, the books I left in your office, 2, the flowers I sent about 3 weeks ago. Randomly, I chose a florist online and called them. They were so grateful for the business and called back to say they were delivering them. I had a migraine that day, so I lost accounting of all that was said and done, but I know they were ordered, and I told them no carnations. My stepmother-in-law was Mary Tyler Moore. She was very specific about flowers that she ordered for her tables and her gifts. I learned from her that one was no carnations. You were an angel to me. I shall never forget your kindness. If you ever get another trial, let me know, and I will come back solely for the purpose of seeing again one of the most spectacular southern spectacular southern woman I've ever met. She writes back, Rhonda Witch, oh my God, you're such an angel. Your mother-in-law was Mary Tyler Moore. She was my favorite of all time. Really? Well, I have your wonderful signed books. I received your flowers, but the card just said Rhonda, and I have 5 friends who are Rhondas. They all claimed the flowers. Ha ha ha. I have written a book, and I wanted to talk to you about reading it. Oh, so I guess Becky Hill initially wrote the email to Rhonda McElvey and was like, oh, the flowers are still here. And then Rhonda's like, what? I didn't send you any flowers, right? Maybe that's what happened behind the scenes. She writes, I have written a book, in all caps. I want to talk to you about reading it and possibly giving a review of it when you have time. I understand fully when you're in the head is in the book, you're writing that you are on a deadline. I just can't express how much I enjoyed meeting you, getting to know you, receiving your books. Now that I know your flowers and have thoroughly enjoyed reading your books, please let me know if you have a brief window of time that we could talk by telephone. I would love to talk to you. So we fangirling a little bit over Mary Tyler Moore. 1634 1578 159 1593. Okay, what do we have here? This is from her co-author to the Michael DeWitt guy. Michael, this is a little bit of a long one, so take what you need, and perhaps some of it could just be information for you too. Becky writes, would it be too much to add this in the last paragraph? Becky's insight, day-to-day involvement, and with every single thing going behind the scene was just too much good stuff not to share with anyone interested. Becky likes Toni Morrison's quote that says, if there's a book you want to read, but it hasn't been written yet, you must write it. And that's exactly what she did. Shouldn't the quote be actually from the author and not from like, hey, I wrote this so you can just gas me up a little bit. Can you include this in your book? I don't know. I feel like it's so weird. Okay, so they give a revised version and she's like, you are the best. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Maybe he requested her to do that. Maybe. All right. 1584. Something about Harpootlian. Okay, what a Harpootlian said. Texas Crew was like, hey, Becky, I hope you are well. I was speaking with the Attorney General's office about gathering more state exhibits from the Murdaugh murder trial, and they have directed me to you. So I'm hoping you can call us. We are seeking exhibits such as Alex's t-shirt, raincoat, firearms photo evidence from the cell phone, DNA comparison sheet, blah, 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 blah. I am sure there's more, but watching the trial is tough to see everything. If you need additional information to process requests, please let me know. She writes back, hi, Michelle. If you have someone that could come down to look at the unsealed exhibits that were allowed to be retrieved, I would make sure they have access and copy the paper copies. This person may want to bring a scanner or laptop to copy any videos. Give me a call if you have any questions. Let's set up a date if you have someone in mind who could come. I remember Harpootlian was saying something about her allowing these documentary people, you know, these film crew to come in to film evidence, to take picture of the evidence. But I don't see how, I don't know. It seems like that's allowed. But I guess that ties back to his argument of saying that, like, oh, she's doing all this so she can get exposure from Netflix and she can get the prestige and the fame. 1615. Did I do this one already? Okay, so we have an interview from Rhonda from Fox Carolina. Good afternoon. My name is Rachel Daniel. I'm a producer of Fox Carolina in Greenville. Grace told me that you recently wrote a memoir on the Murdaugh trial. I'm reaching out if you want to come in for a midday show for an interview. She writes back, Rachel, I would love to. July 13th would be the date that works best for me. My PR person, Neil Gordon, is going to contact you about setting it all up. I hope Neil Gordon's getting paid for this. And then we have another email from the Texas Crew. Hi, Becky. I hope this finds you well. Wow, I had no idea your book was coming out so soon. No wonder you're under the gun to deliver when we were down there last. I've already seen some publicity and I hope you get tons more. All the best, Jamie. Thank you, Jamie. It's like, oh, your book is coming out so soon. All right, we have a Nancy Grace interview. She replies back, hey, Kelly, I hope you're doing well. Life has been busy. I'm reaching out to you and Nancy about an interview in regards to the book that I've written with the co-author Neil Gordon from August, Georgia. Our book, Behind the Doors of Justice, is coming out August 1st, and we are in the process of setting up interviews and tours and book signings. I've copied Neil on here, and also he is truly the one in journalism and TV and is wonderful at the process. Please feel free to reach out to us and let me know what we can do to set it up together. Happy 4th. Whee! Okay, we get an update on that. She takes this and she forwards it to her husband, the co-author, and the co-author's wife. Bubba, look at this request. This is the interview with Nancy Grace. So she's very happy and proud about that. 1634. This is the Mary Tyler Moore email. So she forwards it to her crew and she's like, okay, guys, you have to realize that I'm a huge Mary Tyler Moore fan. I have always been, even though I know she's passed, so unbeknownst to me during the trial, a lady beautiful named Rhonda Rich entered my courtroom. She was so physically beautiful and so sweet and suddenly nice. We bonded immediately, of course, and she even got in the front row seat sometimes, even sitting next to me at the front of the courtroom. This is just one of those things that I treated her like I would my best friend, period. Well, later, she gave me some of the books of hers as she autographed. She also said if she could help me, she could always come now, and she sent me some flowers a few weeks ago, and it was just signed Rhonda. Well, I have 5 friends whose name is Rhonda, and each Rhonda I asked said, yeah, thank you, you're welcome. Come to find out that this was the wrong... Wait, hold on a second. Why would they do that? So she went to each of the Rhondas, was like, oh, hey, thank you for sending me flowers, and every one of those Rhondas took credit for it? That's so weird. Wouldn't you just be like, no, I didn't send you flowers? I don't know, man. We are getting a little bit of the gossipy side from Miss Rebecca Hill, and this paragraph here sort of reminds me of the portion where it was about the New York trip. I think the New York trip, for sure, she wrote that portion because remember we were reading it and we're like, oh, it kind of reads like a girl who's like writing in her diary. We're getting the same sense over here. So she says that she got the flowers. Every of her Rhonda friends said it was like from them. They said, thank you, you're welcome. Come to find out that it was the Rich who sent me the flowers, but they did not put her last name on them. So it was her checking in with me today to see if I received them and to check on me. I had her on my list today to call or email, and she emailed me first, period. Do I have to read the email threads? Is it just a God thing, period? She is Mary Tyler Moore's daughter-in-law, ex-daughter-in-law, but she and Mary still have a good relationship. Y'all. Okay. I mean, people fangirl, but okay. Interesting. I don't know. I do see like the stuck with stardom, what's it called? Struck by stardom effect. And, maybe she wanted a little bit of a true. So this is the plagiarized portion of the book. So she takes this and she forwards it to herself, to her personal email, beccaboo68@yahoo.com. I don't know. I guess she was like, oh, I like this article. I'm just going to use it and put it in mine. Hopefully no one will notice. Yikes. So there we have her forwarding it to her personal email. Very interesting. Something about her having a June 4th deadline. And then by this point, the book has been, or is about to be released. So they email Becky Hill and they're like, good afternoon, Becky. I apologize for not being able to stay for the recording on Thursday with the Chamber. I would love to have a minute to sit down and talk to you about our upcoming book release. Do you have time to schedule this week? I'm not available, but I'm available otherwise. She writes back, hi, Samantha. I want to follow up with you with the book release and just to talk in general. Would you have any availability on Wednesday afternoon or Friday? So Miss Becky is very, very, very busy. Now, this part was kind of interesting. She's getting a little bit sweaty about her book. She writes to someone named Mayor Young. Good afternoon, Mayor Young. We met on the set of Colleton County Courthouse for Zeke's 8th round movie. Thank you for taking the time and talking to me. If you remember, I am an elected clerk of court for Colleton County, and I've reached out to my ethics commission, and I've gotten a slightly generic response from them. I spoke with my chief justice of SC, and he verbally gave me the go-ahead on writing a book about the Murdoch trial that we had earlier this year. However, I really want to make sure I don't get indicted and tried in criminal court. My question is, did you have to get firm answers to any ethical or legal questions for you to write your books? Any help is appreciated. I'm surprised she doesn't have like an attorney that she hired at this point. Or at least like have someone just to ask questions about. All right, we got Becky Hill. Cute little blousey thing that she got a tattoo. Is that a tattoo? She got a little blousey thing right there. 658. I'm assuming that's a picture of Becky Hill and her husband in their younger days. Cute. Now this part was a little bit interesting. So this is about couple days after her book deadline. She writes an email, or who writes this email? This is about lake houses for Becky Hill. So remember how Harpootlian was like, hey, you and Rhonda McElveen was talking about getting lake houses. They need to write a book after this whole trial is over, blah, blah, blah. But we do see some lake house references on here. But if you want to be really conspiratorial, it could be that, maybe Dick Harpootlian was in cahoots with, the witness, and they're like, oh, okay, it's mentioned in the lake houses the lake houses is mentioned in the email, so we're going to use that in the testimony. But then again, I wish we knew the timeline of when Rhonda McElveen talked to Dick Harpootlian. Was it before and after they got a hold of these emails? Was it before? Because I feel like that would really matter. But I don't know when he talked to Rhonda McElveen. And then also, I don't really want to believe that Rhonda McElveen would lie because we don't have much information about her. But that is something that's lingering in the back of my head, just in case. So someone writes to Becky Hill's daughter, your friend, hello, Aubrey. Your friend Becky Hill was just reviewing the www.lakehomes.com website. They came across a listing on the site and thought you'd be interested in seeing it. Becky Hill's message follows. Oh, so Becky was on lakehomes.com and she forwarded this listing to her daughter. Okay. Look at this one. Listing summary. Address right there. The price, $600,000. Back on the market for spring at a reduced price. Imagine yourself coming home to your own little SL. To your own little, I don't know. The message cuts off. ... So Becky Hill also forwards this to her husband. Found this lake home for sale. It's in Augusta, but it's just 2 hours. So this would align with what Rhonda and Harpootlian was saying. The whole lake house stuff. All right, now we got some Becky Hill haters, according to Becky Hill. Becky writes, Rita, good afternoon. Hope you're doing well. It was such a pleasure meeting you on Friday. I believe everyone we meet is by design. I heard you talk briefly on Friday about a few other elected officials who wrote a book but didn't get to hear the conversation fully. Would you be able to share with me who some are that you know or have heard of? I would like to contact them and see how they proceeded with the Ethics Commission and the other entities. I've gotten some haters out there who are making their voices hear, and I wanted to make sure I don't get indicted and go to jail. LOL. I'm hoping it works out for you to join us on the Thursday afternoon/evening, and I believe we have a very good crowd. The Colleton Museum Farmers Market is a beautiful area and has lots of room. There will be heavy finger foods as well. If you have any questions, just give me a call. I wonder where she's hearing about these haters. When did we hear about her book? Was it when the book was already published, or... I wish I remembered. I don't remember. All right, got the Becky Hill haters. All right, courthouse tour. Someone writes, hey, we're planning a vacation to South Carolina in August. We'd love to take a tour of the courthouse. Can you provide me with information on how to go about it? Thank you. She writes back, hi, Julie. Absolutely. How exciting. If you come down the week of August 14th, the boat trial is soon to begin in Hampton. So it's going to be a high profile time, which if you don't mind that, it's a good thing if you don't mind it being all around the excitement period. The boat trial. The boat trial. Is that what boat trial? Oh, does it have to do with all the other, not Paul Murdoch, but the other people that were charged in the, or with name in the lawsuit in the boat trial? Maybe that's what she's referencing to. You can just email me back to let me know closer to time what time you're going to be coming. I really look for a lot more tours to take place during this time as well. Our tours typically take 20 to 40 minutes, depending on how many questions are asked. Yeah, because if I remember correctly, I remember they named Buster Murdoch in the boat lawsuit, the liquor store, maybe Alec as well, and I forgot who the other people were. Yeah, I think that's what they're talking about. Seems like she's really excited about that as well. If you're interested, I have written a book coming out in August 1st that you can pre-order, and you can find it at www.behindthedoorsofjustice.com. Hope to hear from you soon. Yeah, you promote that book, Becky. Here's another email. Hello, I followed the Murdoch trial and read online that you can tour the courthouse as courtroom and holding cell. Is that correct? My husband and I live in North Carolina, are interested in touring. Best, Tina. Hi, Tina. My security team is doing tours for anyone who comes and wants one. They do an awesome job. I've copied some of my security team on this email to let them know that you and your hubby will be coming. If you would like to let us know what day and time you're coming to give us a heads up, that's always welcome. We look forward to seeing you soon. Also, I have written a book and it will come out August 1st. You can go to our website, www.behindthedoorsofjustice.com, and you can pre-order the book and see the pics and read some information on it. Feel free to share the website on social media. It's like, what if I just want a tour? 1731. I mean, it's smart, right? People who are interested, like if people are willing to come all the way to South Carolina to do the tour thing, maybe they'd be so interested to buy her book as well. Someone writes, good afternoon, my darling, beautiful angel. When is your big announcement going to be for sale? I love you. She says, I love you. Well, look at www.behindthedoorsofjustice.com and you can pre-order today. Shh. All right. Book signing event on 736. All right, y'all. We are more than halfway. More than halfway. Dear Miss Becky, my mom told me about your book. We're gonna get a copy. I'm so proud of you. That is amazing. Good thing. That is so great. One day, I will come one day with our book to autograph. You are an author. Wow. She writes back, I'm so excited for you to read it. We have a great chapter with you and pictures. I've been so busy with all that I haven't had time to even email. Forgive me. I'm wondering if we can do a book signing in Charleston somewhere and have you be there with me. Next, we have Dateline. I received a call this morning from Carol Gables, who works with NBC. They'll be using our meeting room on Wednesday morning for interview with Becky Hill, clerk of court. I was told the camera crew is coming and we'll have a bunch of equipment to set up in the meeting room. The camera crew should be there from 9 a.m. to set up. The interviews at 11 a.m. They should be out by 1 p.m. In case things get a little chaotic Wednesday morning, I'm going to give you a heads up. So Becky Hill forwards this to her peoples. She's got a Dateline interview happening. See, things are pretty busy for Becky Hill. You know, all this book stuff seems to be worth it initially. 1738. All right, Becky writes, hi, Brandy. I'm interested in getting a quote for an E&O policy for my LLC company with my book, Behind the Doors of Justice. Can you please let me know how to proceed with this? Oh, let me look up E&O again. I forget what it stands for. Like insurance, I think, in case she gets sued. Errors and omissions insurance. Professional liability insurance, also known as errors and omissions coverage, is designed to protect your business against claims that professional advice or services you provided cause a customer financial harm due to alleged or actual mistakes or failure to perform a service. So she just wants to make sure she's got all of her shit covered just in case anything were to go down. They write back, okay, they need some information here. And she replies back, I spoke with our underwriter. She has one carrier that provide the E&O coverage for an author. Please provide the following information of us. So she writes back, the name of her LLC is Wind River Media. She's got the address there. Estimated revenue, she was hoping for $200,000. And we heard that she got, well, I don't know if the $100,000 that she mentioned during the evidentiary hearing was that after expenses and after Neil Gordon was paid and she actually got the $100,000, or because I feel like it wasn't really clear. Like they went through that pretty quickly. Email address, that's her husband's email address, I believe. And then they have the social media address, which is the book address, behind the doors of  So yeah, she was hoping to make at least like $200K. at least. I wonder how much it costs to self-publish, like $30K to self-publish. I feel like I remember hearing that somewhere. Now, this is the Harpoolian was talking about some Japanese film crew, and he kept tripping up on the Japanese woman's name. He was like, I forget which name was it again? Shiori, something like that. Whatever, I don't know. He just like brushed it off. He did not know how to pronounce it. I'm like, Harpoolian, take your time. You got this, okay? So we have someone who says, good morning. My name is Shiori Samashima, and I work with Topspin Creative Corporations, a Japanese television production company in New York City. Currently, we're working with Fuji Network Television Network, one of the major networks in Japan, and are producing a documentary called Amazing Stories. So Amazing Stories is in Japan only. It's twice in 2 years for TV broadcast with 1 week of streaming each time. This primetime weekly documentary series has featured interesting stories from around the world to educate, amaze, and inspire Japanese audiences for more than 20 years. The program is composed of actual footage, interviews, and brief reenactment scenes, as well as positive discussions among the Japanese panels in the studio following the stories. Typically, the show introduces 2 or 3 stories in 1 hour. We will feature murder mystery in the upcoming segment, and we'd like to obtain any available court documents, including photos and videos, etc. So this is when she, and I think I don't remember Harpoolian asked her on the stand, but I think he did. Like, oh, did you send the sealed body cam footages to the Japanese TV media? And she's like, no, right? Because I remember he was trying to ask that question, and I'm pretty sure it was her that was on the stand that kept saying no, but we have it here that she was communicating with him back and forth. All right, so let's see what it says. Good afternoon. I'm following up on an inquiry regarding the Murdoch case. Can you advise on how we can request or access to these documents and files regarding this case? Someone takes over named Maki Nakata. Becky replies back, good evening. We've been out of town. We'll send the documents as soon as possible on Monday. Thank you for your patience. We'll have them in Dropbox and send them over to you. She says, thank you very much. I look forward to receiving it. Becky Hill writes, so at this point, she's already sent the files. She says, thank you very much. They write back, let's see. Thank you so much for your great cooperations. The folder Murdoch videos, we have one body cam titled Buford McDowell body cam video, but it seems it's missing another body cam video showing Alec talking about what happened. You can see this video. She links to YouTube. Can you send this video as well? Becky writes back. So this is what Harpoolian was talking about. And I don't know, maybe she forgot, because I could have sworn she was on the stand and saying that like she didn't send anything to a Japanese TV company. Oh my goodness. Right? Yes, she said no. And it came out in the court that she had sent emails for the documents to be right. Yes. Okay. Oh, Miho. That's right. Miho Takeuchi. This is the name that Harpoolian could not pronounce. He's like, Miho, something like that. Takeuchi. I don't know. Oh God, Harpoolian. So Becky writes to Miho, the Buford McDowell body cam should not have gone to you. Please get rid of it and do not use it. The Judge Newman, specifically ordered that the body cam not be used if it got out. Apparently, it is still on the videos that are saved. I appreciate your attention to this. I'm a little bit confused. Did Becky Hill forgot that she was communicating with a Japanese TV company? Because Fit News released 2,000 pages of these emails in December. So it's like she had time to prep for it. Well, very short time to prep for it, but she had time to prep for it, like maybe like a month or so. Like I read these emails like over the weekend, okay? Like one day and like maybe an and a half. I don't know why. Did she not go through her emails and remember that she sent out the footage? It says that she did it right here. So I'm like, Becky, were you lying or did you forget? Like, I don't know, Becky. Things are not looking good. All right, someone says, good afternoon, Miss Hill. Sorry we could arrange things at the library with Dateline today. She emailed me back and said they cannot promise they would be finished at 1 p.m. We then had a cancellation with our 1 p.m. guest. I emailed her back to inform her of this, but she never responded back to me. Anyways, I hope they're able to find another venue for your interview. She writes back, hi, Carl. Dateline did not secure another interview. I had recommended the library because I'm fond of it, the location, the conference room. So thank you for trying. I would love to set up a book signing and talk. Thank you so much for reaching out. Let me get my hands on my schedule and get back to you. I should have books in hand by August 1st. I will be happy to donate to your library. I will also have the book on audio. Thanks again. I'll reach out to you by the morning. Oh man, this is so funny. So the legal media guy Jay Bender was like, Becky, I love it. Great work. I have a couple suggestions or questions, mostly of the copy editing variety. In your preface, the preface that she plagiarized, by the way, in your preface, you reference his other son without having mentioned Alex is on the trial for killing his wife and one son. Also, in the preface, you mentioned family and referred to it later as them. I think if you said family members, them would be correct, but since family is a singular unit, it is appropriately referred to as it. Are the shares involved the moonshine conspiracy deal? If alive, make certain your characterization match the actual court record. Oh man. With respect to Gloria Satterfield, you refer to her years of service to the family in two ways: long time with a dash and long time without a dash. I would go with the latter, but urge consistency. My email to the Chief Justice could use a little more context. What did the email to you say that provoked the email to the Chief? My words regarding me are too kind. My wife spells Anne with an E. Congratulations and best wishes. It's so funny. He's like, oh, I have questions about the preface that you wrote. And then we find out, oh, you didn't write the preface. Oh, no. Oh, no. All right, we got some tour date stuff. Hi, Trill. Hello. How are you doing today? Got some tour date stuff. Okay. They write, Tina, hello, I followed the Murdoch trial in the courthouse. This is the one that wanted to come to the courthouse to do a tour. She was like, hey, I'm writing a book. Here's my website. It's coming out August 1st. They wrote, thank you so much for the information. I will let you know what day we plan to visit. Looking forward to reading your book. They're trying to figure out what day to come in, what day, da-da-da. She's copying her security on this. Oh, and this is when Becky's like, hey, so we have Dateline here on Wednesday. Do you mind if one of the cameramen video y'all while you're walking around? You'll come to the front door and Tracy will meet you there. If you have any further questions, please reach out. It's like, hey, when you come in here, here's my book. Oh, but then also when you're here, I have a daily interview going on. Can I film you walking around the courthouse? That'd be great. I'd be like, Becky, I just want a tour. Leave me alone. But, some people enjoy this much attention. I'd just be like, no. Like, I don't want cameras on me. Gosh. All right, what do we have here? Becky, Fox Carolina interview. So Becky gets an email from Fox Carolina. They're like, hey, my name is Rachel. I'm a producer at Fox Carolina News. I heard that you wrote a memoir on the Murdoch trial, blah, blah, blah. Becky's like, Rachel, I would love to. July 13th would be a date that works best for me. My PR person of Neil. Wait, I already read this, didn't I? Yeah, my PR person, Neil, is going to reach out to you. Blah, 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 blah. I think she forwards this to Neil. And Neil's like, if Becky cannot, another option is to do this in the day the book comes out, which should be Monday, August 1st. Also, just making sure you get my separate email asking if you wanted a few things for the broadcast. So they're working out this interview thing. Neil's working out the details, the dates. They're sending her over a copy of the book. Neil was like, well, I remind you again a week before, please, 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 please do not share the book manuscript with anyone or provide it to the news department. We're trying not to release it until it actually comes out on the 1st. Okay, so Neil's like, he seems like such a nice guy. He's doing so much work for Becky. Someone here wrote, I saw your book was out and I ordered it. Can't wait. Congratulations. Hey girl, thank you. I hope you enjoy it. I enjoyed writing it. Ready to write the next book. 1814. I have a question. Ghostwriters, are there different levels of a ghostwriter? Like, are there some ghostwriters who will write the whole book? And are there some ghostwriters who will just like make corrections to your spellings, to your grammar, and then do the whole literary fluff sense thing that she was talking about in the stand? Because you know how some people they're not good at writing in a way where if the audience reads it, it's like, oh, hey, this is a good book, right? So like maybe she did write most of the book, but then just had someone to come in and fluff it up, or maybe she didn't write it at all. Like I don't know, ghostwriters. What do we know about ghostwriters, y'all? All right, so we have a public book signing event. Becky writes, hello, fellas. Hope y'all are having a good Thursday so far. I have a question about borrowing something y'all have at the PRTC, but I'm not sure what to call them. LOL. Crazy, I know. They are called belt track from Lavie Industries at the courthouse. We use them to partition off an area for people to either go up or not go. Movie theaters use them all the time for line. I was wondering if I could borrow 2 of them from PRTC for tonight's book signing and bring them back to you tomorrow. I believe I saw them in the big area when walking to the PRTC front area to the back filming. They said, hey, I will ask Tandy. She would be the one to ask. Give me a minute. She says, super. Thank you for asking. If she says yes, I will ask Tommy to come and pick them up. We'll bring them back in the morning. They wrote, no problem. Tandy wasn't here, but I asked the next person in line and she said it's fine as long as you hold her a hardback copy. LOL. And she's like, LOL, love to. Tell her I would be glad to. Thank you. She sends it to her husband. Tommy, can you see the email thread of this convo? It's with Jason Chapman at PRTC. He checked with Paulette to get us a hold... who wants us to hold her out a hard book copy, but they're letting me know to borrow their thingies for tonight. I need you to get them from PRTC and take them to Culleton County. Debbie's working there today. Jesse and Mandy are there too. All right. What is this? Publisher stuff? The mendacious Becky. Rebecca Hill to Rhonda Rich. Becky writes, Amanda Luke, Vice President, McGregor Literary. She says, who wrote this? Becky who wrote that, sorry. Her friend replies back, who is the publisher? Huh? Oh, I'm so confused. Becky replies back, this is my publisher, Amanda LeDuc, Vice President, McGregor Literary. Okay. Someone writes, hi, Miss Hill. My girlfriend and I ordered your book a few weeks back. We were wondering when it might be shipped. We're going on a cruise soon and would love to spend lazy days on the ship reading it. Thank you. She replies back, hi, Miss Wills. The book will be arriving by tomorrow. We're ready for you to arrive when to sign your book and ship it out immediately. Wait, we are ready for when they arrive to sign your book and ship it out immediately. Our private printer for the pre-order book is right on time, but Amazon got a hold of them earlier than anticipated, began the sale of the books as well. But yours will be personally signed. Anything special with me to write within the signature, just let me know. Also, reply back to your address so I can have it ready. So we're like at the end of July, and I'm like, oh my God, we're getting closer and closer to the dates of when Harpootlian and Jim Griffin are going to come out with the accusations. Like, we are slow. Like, this is like the highlight of her life right now, and everything's just going to come crashing down pretty fucking soon. I don't know. She hasn't even had that much time to really enjoy this whole book thing. I think like the book was finalized at the beginning of June, and then they're releasing it August. And I think like within like a month after August was when the accusations came out. Oh boy. So as I'm reading this, I'm like, oh my God, the accusations are coming out soon. They're coming out soon. All right. So we have a book signing here. She has her first book signing Thursday night at a coffee shop. She has her first book signing Thursday night at a coffee shop in Walterboro. This is like in August. Damn, man. They came crashing down on her so hard, so fast. She only got 1 month to enjoy it. This is the Daily Beast again. I think she's like trying to ask the Daily Beast if... Hey, Pillar, how did I miss this email? We were kind of busy on March 2nd, weren't we? LOL. Would you be interested in talking with Aubrey, my singing daughter? Daily Beast writes back, hi, Becky. I can't believe I missed this email. Also, I hope you and your daughter are doing well. I'm working on a story with Joey Dean Coleman, an inmate who called the bomb hoax during the Murdoch trial. I would love to chat with you a few moments today or tomorrow. Thanks. Jesus. So she sends this over to, oh no, he replies back. Hi, Becky. Sorry for the email deluge. Just checking in if you're able to chat today. We'd love to talk about your Murdoch trial experience and your new book. So good to talk to you. Just a minute ago, I'm having my co-author, Neil Gordon, send you a headshot of me just in case you might need it. Have a great day. Depends on the genre of the author. Example, James Patterson books are written by a team together under that brand. An example of a solo ghostwriter would be, say, a criminal coming out of prison with a poor English language skills who needs a hand to get their appointment made. I've worked with the latter, not as a ghostwriter. Gotcha. 1867. Because I feel like a lot of people who are not authors, a lot of them have ghostwriters because they don't know how to really write a book, right? But they just want to get their shit out there. All right, book signing, true crime. So Becky's got another book signing day coming up with some book club for true crime discussion. Exciting stuff. Ooh, and then we hear about the ethics complaint. So she had like a pending ethics complaint that was going on. I don't know if this is in regards to her son. Hi, Neil, Melissa, and Tommy. So she attached something called SC Ethics Commission PDF. Please see attached what I'm sending to Greg Harris, my attorney for the SC Ethics Commission's answer. This is what we worked on last Thursday. I will hear back from him probably by Tuesday or Wednesday. Ready for this part to be over. So I wonder if this is the part where there was an ethics complaint filed against her and she had to work through it? Maybe? Hi, Becky. How's it going? So we have someone with maybe like a fan mail. You would likely recall I had emailed you my desire to tour the courthouse on Friday, July 28th. I did the tour and it was amazing. This past week, I caught your interview on YouTube. Nicely done on your part. Please advise me as to obtaining a signed copy of your book. I have a family reunion next week and also a daughter's birthday at the end of the month, and also want a book for myself. I reside in blah, 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 blah. Becky writes back, John, thank you so much for your kind words. This Friday will be good for you to come back. I have some outstanding bailiffs here at the courthouse. I have a few books for sale at the bookstore. Oh, I wonder if they're still for sale at the bookstore. Guys, go pick one up. I also have some books here on Main Street in Waterboro at the Colleton Coffee Shop and Twig Gift Shop. The softbacks are $21.99 and the hardbacks, hardback books are $39.99. Oh my God, that's so expensive. $39.99 for a hardback book? Jesus. The hardbacks have photos and they're all in color. Okay, I mean, that's what makes it expensive. Jesus, $40 for that. Okay, so he's trying to get a hold of the books. Would it be possible to personalize in addition to the signing? I want 4 hardcover addresses to myself, my daughter, my sister, my pastor. So seems like things are going great for Becky. She's got these interviews. She's got these book signing events. She's getting like fan mail. Damn, I didn't realize what short of a time period she got to enjoy all this. Yeesh. All right, so this is the guy that wanted Becky Hill to address the book to Dear Daisy. Judge Newman sends his regard. All right, she says, I'll be happy to. He writes back, hello, I received your book today, but it was just generically signed. Can I send this copy back and you send the other personalized note? Please see below. Thanks. She writes back, hi, John, I'm actually coming to Greenville tomorrow afternoon and would be glad to come by your office and sign the book for you. Let me know if that would work. He says, yes, that would be great. I had a case to settle, so my afternoon is completely free. She says, I'll be leaving Augusta soon and I will get there. So that's nice of her. She's going there in person to sign this book. She's also got a book signing event going on at a library. Ooh, the bomb threat day. Should I read the bomb threat thing? What is the bomb threat thing? Let's see. Is this from her book? Around noon on this very same day, one of my clerks in the General Sessions office downstairs received a phone call from an unknown caller who told her there was a bomb in the chambers of Judge Newman. My General Sessions clerk was clearly upset and immediately took this information to Mike Atwater, Chief of Security in the courthouse, and he alerted Judge Newman in the courtroom. When he was notified about the bomb threat, Judge Newman calmly told everyone in the courtroom they all need to evacuate the courtroom, and they did it in an orderly and calm manner. Judge Newman was very calm, cool demeanor. This is the second time in 25 years that a bomb threat occurred. So apparently the bomb threat occurred because we would later discover that a bomb threat came from an inmate at a nearby correctional facility who was trying to get out of coming to family court for failing to pay his child support. The bomb threat wasn't tied to Alec Murdaugh in any way. What a silly little thing. Hello, my name is Pilar. This is back in August 9. I'm a senior national reporter with the Daily Beast. I'm working with the story about a February threat in Colleton County during the Murdaugh trial. From what I understand, you answered the phone when Joey Coleman called. We'd love to know what went down, your emotions behind the time, and your thoughts when you learned that Coleman was actually an inmate. So someone writes back, please see email. Oh my God, I'm famous. LOL. I'm not sure how to reply. If they pay me good, I will reply only if you want me to. If they don't pay me, I would rather not respond. I'm not sure how to handle. Please let me know. I think Becky writes back, Amy, I would love for you to reply. I think it would be great to have your side of the story in print for future generations. I don't believe there's any payment, but there will be your name in millions of people's eyes and ears and hands. Go for it. See, I don't think that Becky was, I don't know. People said that she was incentivized because of money. I don't know. I think she just wanted that stardom, honestly. That stardom, that recognition. And then, as a plus plus bonus, maybe getting that lake house. All right, so we have a email. Hi, Rebecca. My name is Alan Spear. I am the founder and senior talent booker for Hollywood-based talentbooker.com and talent booker for Bang Productions TV and Bang Productions founder. Why does it sound like a porn name? I'm looking forward to setting up a pre-taped 45 to 60-minute Zoom interview with you in the podcast regarding Behind the Doors of Justice, the Murdaugh murders. So she replies, I think she forwards it to her friends. Oh my gosh, guys, look at this. Wowza. So she's really excited about this. Lots of things happening. Very busy person. She's got a book signing. Book signing at a cafe. Fox News docuseries. Someone writes, hi, Becky. Oh, this is the Texas Film Crew. I hope all is well. I wanted to let you know the air date for the Murdaugh documentary you participant has changed. The 3-part documentary series will be available Thursday, August 31st. I wonder if this is the one where they said, but was this the one where Buster was in it? The doc with Buster in it, and then also the one where Alec got in trouble with his tablet because he was sending notes to a documentary group. And then Jim Griffin got in trouble for that or something like that. I don't remember. So she writes back, we have news on the Fox Nation docuseries. Yeah, I think this is the one where Buster Murdaugh made an appearance for the first time. Maybe the one where Alec Murdaugh got in trouble about. All right, so I'm like, okay, we're getting closer and closer to the accusation date. Things are about to go down. All right, so someone named Rose wrote, I'm not wanting to put this down. I'm assuming the book. Becky Hill writes back, Rose, do you know that those are words all authors just love to hear? Thank you so much. Sorry, it's so hard to read this because the print is so tiny. And then zooming it will just kind of fuck everything up. So I don't want to zoom into it. All right, guys, shit's about to go down. So this is the legal media guy, Jay. He's like, one final note, there's a reference to Alex committing corporate fraud. I wouldn't characterize his thefts as corporate / Jay. Got some email going back and forth. Becky writes back, Jay, hello. I hope you and Anne are doing well. I think she forgot. Isn't Anne spelled with an E at the end? I have a quick question that I hope you will have a quick answer to. Should I keep my clerk of court under my name on the front cover of the book? Who knew that writing a book would be so controversial? Kindest regards. P.S. We're having another big trial in Colleton with Judge Newman beginning August 28th. I believe Court TV or Law and Crime will be the big guns in the courtroom. If you want to come down, we will certainly put you up for trial. This trial is the state of South Carolina versus Pangalangan. Murder of, this one's so sad. This is like a woman, this fucking woman, I think they were on drugs. Her and her boyfriend were on drugs, and they left the handicapped daughter. She was like a teenager, disabled. I think how old was she? Like 14, 15, 16. They left her in a burning car for hours and hours. Fucking horrible people. And they were it wasn't like they forgot about her. They were outside of the car at some points too, in front of the house, and they disappeared. And then, the whole thing was such a shit show. Super sad. But anyways, just a little insight about that. Jay says, in the interest of caution, you might want to leave the office title off the cover and indicate it inside. You could also incorporate your title in the book, The Trial of Alex Murdaugh from the Clerk's Perspective. I appreciate the offer to join you for another murder trial, but I'll pass unless you and Judge Newman need me. She writes FYI. Whoopsies. Come back. Book signing in Colleton County in, 1986. See, she's got another book signing event, setting up something at the library. And then September 5th. So today is August 4th, right? Okay. September 5th. So the email's a little bit jumbled up. September 5th is when Harpoolian and Dick, they do their news conference thing. I think Harpoolian's wearing his Squirtle Squad sunglasses. This day right here. Oh, they're all wearing their Squirtle Squad sunglasses. So they're coming out and they're saying, they're like, hey, Becky Hill, the clerk of court, there's some jury tampering. And I guess they had a whole month to investigate this. They had to drive down to the juror's house, knock on some doors, and get some information. And then this is when things are starting to go down. All right, 2022. So Thad Moore from the Post and Courier, they write, or Courier? How do you pronounce it? I don't know. Becky, I'm reaching out to give you an opportunity to respond to the allegations put forward by Alec Murdaugh's defense team today regarding your interactions with the jury at his trial. They have requested a new trial and asked for federal investigation on what they describe as jury tampering in their part. In a motion, they allege in part that you had one-on-one conversations with the jury's foreperson and that you encouraged jurors not to be fooled by the defense's case. I'll be happy to follow with a more detailed list of all their allegations later today, but wanted to give you an opportunity to respond as soon as possible. Please let me know as soon as possible if you'd like to respond to their allegations. We are writing an article today. Becky writes back, Thad, I think very highly of you. You and I both have the reputation of the ones who filed this motion. My response is forthcoming and you will be among the first to know. He writes back, thank you, Becky. I look forward to reading it. Very generic. Becky writes back, Thad, if you will wait on me just a couple more days, I will be prepared to talk. Please do not talk to Neil Gordon without me. We have asked him not to talk without me, but as you know, he isn't listening. I can promise you it will be worth the wait. It will be the truth. I ask you not to use this in any form of what I'm sending you now. Please. So that was written on September 13th. Neil Gordon did an interview with... When was this uploaded? Neil Gordon did an interview with Vinnie Politan and I think with Law and Crime as well. This is on September 6th. Yeah, so he replied pretty quickly. And poor Neil Gordon goes up there and he defends Becky Hill. He's like, I've worked with her. She's a great person. She would never do anything like this. Blah, 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 blah. And then, oh man, does that bridge just go into flames so quickly? Back to the emails. So Becky's not happy that Neil Gordon is going on these talk shows without her. And I guess she told him not to, but he is not listening. I have an email from Brittany. Hi, Becky. Our Coffee and Crime Book Club had their monthly meeting last night and picked up copies of your book for next month's meeting. They're so excited to get to speak with you next month. In anticipation of our author talk, please find our performer agreement and political blah, 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 blah. Becky replies back, Brittany attaches the assigned book author agreement for October 16th. I'm so excited, looking forward to this event. I'm hoping and praying that my name will be restored by then from the attack of the Murdaugh defense team. Again, thank you for having me. We're going to have a great time. I will be in touch with you at a closer date. Hello. Hi, Maho. How are you doing today? What's up? All right, we have podcast. Hi, Becky. We would like to invite you on the Guest of the Interview podcast to talk about the Alec Murdaugh murders and your new book. Karen, when I'm able to talk, I hope and pray you will still welcome me to talk. We will have much to say. I think to this day, even after the even after the evidentiary hearing, the decision made, I don't think Becky Hill has said anything yet, right? Have we heard from her? I don't think we have. We get some Becky Hill fan mail support. Someone writes, Miss Becky, everyone knows that Dick, Jim, and Alec are liars and full of crap. Keep your head high and don't let them intimidate you with their claims. You are another pawn in their game and it will reflect on them, not you, if you remain professional and poised. They are widely despised. You are admired. They make documentaries and accuse others of wanting fame. Sadly, they have targeted you because they are desperate. Sending strings to you, Miss Becky. Becky replies back, "Hi, Teresa. I'm sure we don't know each other, but your kind words have reached my heart and remind me of the hand that I'm sadly playing with. Yes, they have targeted me and running wild. However, the truth will win. The light will expose their darkness. I'm going to hold my head high as I know I've done nothing wrong. It is heartbreaking the lengths that these defense attorneys will go, and even sadder that many of the general public are not keen on how the judicial system works." Huh. How many of the general public are not keen on how the judicial system works? I mean, it seems like even in these emails, people are saying that she's having conversations with the jury and she's like entertaining them. Oh, I missed it live. Nar. Well, you're still here. We're wrapping up towards the end. Hello. Again, thank you for your encouragement. Also, join the Discord. You can get notifications, on YouTube and on Discord as well. Thank you for the encouragement. Maybe one day we will meet. In the meantime, I will continue doing my job, which I love, and fighting with all my might with these allegations. Alligators. Someone writes, "Good morning, Sherry. Can you please email me the Murdoch?" Oh, this is Becky Hill. Was it a day? The day after the accusations come out, she's like, "Okay, I need to get a list of the Murdoch jury list." So she emailed someone named Sherry. She's like, "Hey, can you please email me the Murdoch jury list? I should be in later today taking my mother-in-law to a doctor's appointment." So I wonder if she's going to go through the jury list and be like, which one of these mother effers snitched on me? Who's coming out with these allegations? Interesting. We have fan mail. "Hey, Becky, please make sure Becky Hill sees this. I've been following the Alec Murdoch investigations, arrest, courtroom proceedings from the beginning. I am shocked and disgusted at the motion filed by Dick and Jim on the behalf of Alec Murdoch. I do believe the accusation leveled at you in this motion. I cannot imagine how you must feel with all the criticisms online and in the news. Remember, you are far stronger." Oh, I lost my place. "You are far stronger than you ever thought you could be. You have a lot of people that have your back. Collectively, we understand how simple allegations like this can ruin a long career. Again, we cannot imagine your feelings. You have our sympathy, and we're praying for Jesus to give you strength, courage, peace, and blah, 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 blah." She replies back, "Mr. Brown, I am overcome by much gratitude and thankfulness at the wonderful email of your encouragement. This attack has been tough, not gonna lie. Our strength does come from the Lord Jesus, and he has held us and kept us through all of this. I'm not sure where you live or what you do, but you have brightened my spirits, and I know you are a believer and you are what he has led you to do. I can't talk about the whole case or investigation at the moment. However, in a very short time, I will be able to. I hope to reach back to you. It will be worldwide again when there is an apology given to me from the defense team." Didn't go that way. At least not yet. Someone's asking for copies of the book. He says, "How much? What should I send the checks to?" "Hi, Scott. I've just been a little bit busy answering allegations attacking my name and character, so I apologize for the late response. The total for the books is $105. You can mail a check to Becky, blah, blah, blah address if that works for you. Thank you again for your purchase. I hope you enjoy." Now we get a hate mail for Becky. She probably got a lot of hate mail, but the only ones that we're going to be able to see are the ones that she responded to. "Did you really," I guess it's not really hate mail. It's just like asking her, "Did you really tamper with the jury? Exclamation mark, question mark." She writes back, "Absolutely not." Fan mail support. "I'm confident these recent allegations are absolutely false. Good luck, good job." She writes back, "You are absolutely correct." All right, we got some shade thrown at Jim and Dick. Someone writes, "Hey, Becky, I hope you're well. I read today's news, the suspension of Murdoch's appeal, and wonder if there's any sense of when the evidentiary hearing will take place and how I can keep an eye on it and when it will be." Becky writes back, "Hey, Laura, we don't know when the hearing will be set yet. I'm sure it'll be announced when the time comes. Please feel free to check back in a week to see." They write back, "Thank you so much. It must be a stressful time and I appreciate you letting me know. Hi, Reese. How are you doing today? Notice how her email signature says iPhone and earlier said Android. Change her burner phone." Well, I don't think the phone thing happened yet. Her phone was confiscated about a month after this, accusation came out in September. About a day before Thanksgiving was when her phone was confiscated. Unless her phone was confiscated for other issues that I don't know about. Becky writes, It's sad that one man can call a press conference and accuse someone of so many lies, and the whole world believes this man who has a client that is a known liar and a convicted murderer. And this one man is as shady as they come, and people know this. There's not one word of truth in this situation except that they did drive their Mercedes down dirt roads and bully jurors. This is what happens when you mess with a Murdaugh. Sorry for venting. I will let you know when we hear. We got another fan mail to support. I'm confident that these recent allegations are absolutely false. Good luck. Good job. She writes back, I don't think we ever met, but thank you for your confidence and encouragement. I'm getting around to read all of the emails I have received. The truth is coming soon. My truth. So she reads the emails about a month and a half, which is, I think is good. I think if you're getting a lot of hate mail or even support mail as well, you probably want to take a break from reading it and then read it back when you're like mentally a little bit better. Although, you know, it might mentally drag you back into a very dark space. Okay, we got some hate mail. I think there's some hate mail banter here. 2083. Hate mail. Here's what we got. Someone writes, I just completed your book. Are the proceeds of this book... Sorry. I just completed your book. Are the proceeds of this book going to the victims of Alec Murdaugh or to Colleton County? This book should be mandatory reading and subject of study for every psychology class with emphasis on narcissism. So when I first read that sentence, I was like, oh, like as in her writing a book about Alec Murdaugh being narcissistic. And I was like, oh no, they're talking about Becky Hill being narcissistic. They write, I am deeply concerned for Waterboro, Colleton County, the Low Country, and every individual you gossip about. I am totally convinced, per your book, the verdict is always decided by the clique of clerk of courts, and the rest of the cast simply aid in making it look legitimate. Okay, that sounds like bullshitty. That's a little too conspiratorial there. They write, shame on you. You have defamed not only yourself, but the legal system. She writes back, I'm so sorry you feel the way you do. It's a shame you believe the defense team and Mr. Murdaugh. Let me be very clear on this. The jury decides the verdict. There is no jury tampering done in this case. It is a straight lie from the mouths of Dick Harpootlian and Jim Griffin and their defense team. How lawyers are allowed to get away with defaming a person's character and career just by filing a motion and affidavits put together by strong-arming the people and then holding a press conference is beyond belief. And then for people like you to believe this nonsense is shallow-minded and sad. For the sake, please expand your mind and follow the facts. And then we get a reply. Miss Hill, I was not aware of any motions or affidavits being filed. At the time, did I say I thought Alex Murdaugh is innocent? On the contrary, however, I don't believe his trial before, during, and after give you the right to collect blood money, especially after abusing your position to flaunt and grandstand during the trial. Let me make this perfectly clear. You have done nothing but pander yourself with the blood of all the victims. She replies back, respectfully, I still feel that you don't know all the facts and the rest of the story. I did my clerk of court job with fairness, truth, justice, and abided by the law. I know that, and I am the one who has to stand before my God for that. I'm not sure what you mean by grandstanding during the trial. That does not mean in any way, shape, or form. So I don't understand why you're saying that or where you're getting that from. If you knew me, you would know that. I'm so tired of the public spouting off their opinions and only operating with half of the truth. The general public has only heard from the defense side thus far. I think true at this point. Only from Harpootlian, Griffin, and Murdaugh. My side has not been presented yet, but it's coming. And I stand on the truth, and boy, is it totally different from what the defense team has spun. But of course, that has to be expected. And on another note, I am donating a percentage of the proceeds to the specific place in Colleton County. I wonder if she's only saying that now because of the accusations levied against her, or she was already having... Because we never saw any mentions of donations in like her previous emails, right? But maybe it was in her personal email? All right, hate mail. Now we got fan mail support. Yay. Hi, Becky. I used to be a news editor and I follow a TikTok, a woman who goes by the account A Day in the Life of Corey or Corey. Anyways, she's slandering you on her evening lives at 5:10 Eastern almost daily. If I were you, I would have my attorney send her a letter to cease and desist. Trish, I'm very thankful for you and your willingness to help a stranger. I've looked at her account. I've sent the info to my attorney's attention with kind regards. I don't know who that TikToker is. Then again, I don't go to TikTok. I should start using it, though. So this is part of an article that she sent to someone. This is the one that I want to read. Murdoch and his lawyers have cited paranoia from his alleged opioid addiction, his distrust of state investigators, and his growing suspicions as police swabbed the hands of gunpowder residue and asked about his relationship with his family. Seems to be a lot of lies that surround the entire realm. A fair trial was 100% held in State v. Murdoch. The jury heard evidence for 6 weeks and came back with a verdict that they believe was true. Hi, Debbie. How are you doing today? Was true and solid. No jury tampering was done by anyone. The planning and organization done by pretrial by court officials, counties, city law enforcement, and other officials in the city was done with efficiency and crucial intention to ensure that all facets of a trial of this magnitude was done cooperatively and honestly and with great care. It is sad that a team of lawyers is allowed to weave such a tangled web of lies and try to destroy credibility in an elected official who stands on truth and trustworthy and tenable. Now we get to the part where her son, Jeffrey Hill, was arrested. I think I have a picture of her son here. That's her son, Jeffrey Hill, who is the head of the IT department, I believe. And he was arrested a day or two before Thanksgiving. Unfortunate. $2132. So it seems like the day after he was arrested, Becky Hill was probably concerned about her son and maybe was trying to find her son another job. Because I think at this point, I think he got in trouble during the summertime where they accused him of wiretapping like his supervisor's phone or something like that. However, they only suspended him, but then they let him continue his work afterwards. But now, after when he was arrested, I think that's when they let go of him and they just like fired him. So Becky Hill, this is about a day after his arrest, sends him a Summerview Med Center IT director. So probably helping him try to find a job. Wait, he's born in 1989. Wait, what? What? That's He looks way older. I thought he was like in his 40s or something. 1989. Maybe that's just a bad picture. Maybe it's just a bad picture. I thought he looked a lot older in that picture. I thought he was like in his 40s or something. All right, so this was interesting. It's Turkey Day, and I'm sure her friend just wants to enjoy her time with her family. But Becky's like, no, give me a call. Or is this the day before Thanksgiving? Becky writes, hello, dear friend. How are you doing? I'm sure you read the newest headlines. I would like to talk to you about a few things. When you get a minute, can you call my daughter's phone number? Redacted. Sled has seized my phone, and I won't have it for a while. Hope you are all doing well. Happy Thanksgiving. Her friend Laura Robinson writes back, yes, ma'am. Is today okay or wait until tomorrow? Becky writes, hey, Laura, good morning. I am home now. So at this point, it is Thanksgiving. I am home now and getting ready for Turkey Day. My hubby's phone number is blank, and I will be getting a new phone today or tomorrow. But until then, if you can call the hub's phone. I'm like, bro, this is Thanksgiving. Okay, I'm going to enjoy my time with my family. I'm not going to deal with their family. I'm not going to deal with their drama. But maybe they're good friends. They could be good friends. All right, y'all, we're almost done. We're done. Fan mail support. Dear Miss Hill, you don't know me, but I reside in Mount Pleasant and am a Charleston native. Witnessing the Murdoch trial, I was truly impressed by the grace and hospitality you exhibit on a global scale. Thank you for portraying South Carolina in such a positive light. I was deeply disturbed by the accusations leveled against you by Dick Harpootlian and the harm it has inflicted on your character. You certainly did not deserve such abuse and defamation. I strongly encourage you to take a stand and defend yourself. I recommend reaching out to an attorney who can help you restore your name. Columbia-based attorney Eric Bland, a steadfast supporter of yours, would likely be enthusiastic about representing you in a defamation case. Please consider contacting him. As a South Carolina citizen, I'm disheartened by Dick Harpootlian's actions and want you to know that I believe in the purity of your heart. Becky writes back, hello, Yvette. Thank you so much. I needed this today. Maybe I should reach out to Eric Bland. I believe good does win out in the end, although sometimes the end does take a little bit longer in coming. I'm thankful for your belief in me, and you don't even know me. It's been tough, but with the grace of God, I am keeping my head high. It's interesting because a couple months afterwards, Eric Bland so remember the evidentiary hearing when it was over? Murdoch's team did a little press conference thing, and then Eric Bland went shortly afterwards. And then Eric Bland was like, yeah, they should investigate Becky Hill. Like what she did was, Sorry, that's just like a summary of it. But I remember he didn't really have such nice things to say about Becky Hill in regards to that. All right, another fan mail. So she's replying this way later. Hey, Miss Rebecca Hill. I hope this email finds you well. I'm ready to express my sincere hope that the recent accusations against you, alleging tampering with the Murdaugh murder trial, are false. I understand that such allegations can be incredibly distressing, and I believe in the importance of due process and the presumption of innocence until proven guilty. As a clerk of court at Colleton County, South Carolina, you hold a position of great responsibility in ensuring the fairness and integrity of our justice system. Your dedication to upholding the law and serving the community has been evident in the years of service. I trust the legal process will thoroughly investigate these accusations, and truth will ultimately prevail. It is essential for all individuals involved to have a fair and impartial opportunity to present their side of the story. Only through a transparent and just process can we ensure that justice is served. I should have got some honey water. My throat is a little bit... I want to encourage you to stay strong during the challenging time and remain confident in the legal system's ability to address and resolve such matters appropriately. I hope you can find support from colleagues, friends, and your community during this difficult period. Please know that my thoughts are with you, and I sincerely hope that the accusations are proven false, allowing you to continue your valuable service to our community with the trust and respect you have earned over the years. If there's anything I can do to offer support or assistance, please do not hesitate to reach out to me and blah, 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 blah. Becky writes, Dear Rebecca, thank you so much for your support back on September 5th and even now today. I knew then that the allegations against me were 100% false, but my attorneys advised me to remain quiet until we could gather our evidence together. I listened to them. If an evidentiary hearing is held, I will be able to speak after that. So until then, I remain dedicated to the position of clerk of court and will trust the judicial process. Now she's working with her co-author about taking down the website and stuff like that. Melissa Gordon, which is the co-author's wife, writes, Hi all, as you requested, Becky, I have unpublished Behind the Doors of Justice website. See attached. I will go and do an accounting of the invoices charged to WRN LLC and get anything that is incorrected corrected. Although you did not request it, I've chosen to pause the Murdaugh group and hide the group, make it invisible, since it has BDJ, Behind the Doors of Justice name, is attached to it, even though I started as a hobby-type Murdaugh enthusiast page. I feel like it's best for right now. I welcome your thoughts on that, of course. I'm sorry that each of you, Neil included, that I did that without getting your input. See attached photos on what I did with the unpublishing. I'm currently holding it online with GoDaddy to get the placeholder image of the book cover that is still up for the site taken off, and will update everyone once it is accomplished. So we see the behind the scenes stuff. I wish we got to see the behind the scenes stuff with the plagiarism, but the email is cut off before that happens. Melissa Gordon writes, Update, website has a basic coming soon banner and there's no photo of the book cover. Facebook page for the Murdaugh in the Low Country, Behind the Doors of Justice, has been paused and is invisible for anyone who is not a member. The only other option for the Facebook page would be to delete it, and that, of course, would not look good. Becky just writes back, all sounds great, thank you. Michael Dewitt from the County Guardian. Good afternoon. I hope everything is well in the midst of all of this. An unofficial source sent me this document attached. I know that you may or may not be able to release anything to me, but can you at least confirm that this is your response and a valid document? Becky writes back, greeting, and I hope you are well. If you will continue with the use of the source sent to the, if you will continue with using the source sent the document, yes, it is my response. We can't see the document. Boo. Why can't we see the attachments on here? Are they not included? All right, this is an email from Becky Hill. Becky writes, Amy and Cindy, good morning. Can you please hear me out and keep something close to your heart and in your thoughts and prayers? Yes, I know that you've noticed a few things that I've taken down out of the office and put into boxes. Truly, that is because I am scared. I'm not sure what is happening. Nothing has happened. I'm just downsizing in case I get a phone call or a letter in the mail telling me to step down. I haven't done anything, but with the way that this crazy case is going, I'm not sure of anything except that my God is still in control. No matter what, and that I love ya. I will probably, what's that noise though? I will probably see you all soon. I have a good friend who's having surgery for a mastectomy. Please hang in there and keep this to yourself. If you need me, I am a phone call away. So I think people can interpret this as like, oh, why are you taking things out of the office and bringing them home? Or maybe she just truly believes that she's about to get kicked out soon and she's just trying to make sure she gets all of her stuff out. Hi, Morgan. How are you doing today? Hello, hello. How's it going? Fan mail friend 2168. Okay. This stuff just ended. So what happened? I don't know anything about that at all. All right. Someone writes, "Hi, Becky. I've been keeping abreast of all the allegations flying, and I remember a phone conversation when I interviewed you for my book. You were kind enough to explain the bomb threat commotion during the trial. This was weeks after the trial ended. Later, you emailed me a message below stating your first intentions of writing a book and asking if you're following the correct channels and setting up the necessary back end of writing a book since you knew I self-published my Murdoch book. Countdown to Murder, Alec Murdoch. This date stamp shows May 13th, months after the trial ended. We had another phone conversation after this where you were asking more questions and it was clear that you hadn't begun any of the substance. You were wondering about the cover and the chapters, etc. You never mentioned writing a book in our initial phone conversation in March. This must all be very hard. I felt the need to at least offer this in fairness." But lo and behold, she actually mentioned possibly writing a book the November before the trial happened. I think like 3 months before. She writes back, "Rebecca, thank you so much for this. I've been advised by attorneys to remain silent until there's time to talk. It's been very hard. I've been convicted by the court of public opinion. No innocence until proven guilty. I know my truth and I stand strong some days with my head high. There is some corruption here in the 14th Circuit. I believe you should write a book entitled Countdown to Corruption in the 14th Circuit. Oh, maybe we'll get a book from Becky about that. Talking about corruption. Or maybe she's just not happy with how things are going." 2168, 2167. Oh, I think that's it. So that's it. Oh, man. December 12th. That's all that we got. And then the allegations happened like 3 weeks. The plagiarism allegations happened about 3 weeks after the emails were done. Oh, my gosh. All right, y'all. We went through the Becky Hill emails. We were done. I thought I was going to be done a lot sooner. Oh, my God. That took a while. Sorry, y'all. I had a wrong estimation. Or maybe, did I talk a lot when I was beginning my stream? I felt like we got to it pretty quickly, did we not? Jeebus. So those are the Becky Hill emails, all right? It was hard. Oh my God. I think like halfway through, I was like, I felt like it was really hard to read the font on my screen. But, oh, I guess I should have just, wait, hold on a second. Wait a second. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's because I'm a dum-dum. I think it's because it gets all like weird and funky when you zoom in. Yeah. Okay. Maybe next time I'll just figure out a way to do it better. You got into it pretty quickly, did I, Lisa? All right, y'all. I mean, I just wanted to see how Becky Hill was behind the scenes. And yes, these are through emails. I wanted to see if she seemed like she was someone who was hungry for stardom. I wanted to confirm about the lake house stuff. I wanted to confirm about whether or not she was talking with the jury, but she doesn't mention it, of course. I want to see her communications with her and Rhonda McElveen, the woman who testified during the evidentiary hearing, who was supposedly her friend and her coworker, and seems like maybe betrayed her, you know? Or maybe she just came out the truth and it's not really considered as a betrayal. I also want to learn about, I don't know, her and her son. Whether the wiretapping stuff was true or not. So there's a lot of answers that, you know, we didn't get, but it was very interesting to see things happening behind the scenes. How long she was working on the book for, when she had her book ready. Wild, just crazy wild. I mean, she only got to enjoy the glory of it for about, well, I mean, honestly, after the trial happened, she was getting a lot of kudos for it, and she was doing, you know, she was doing some interviews and all of that. But when it came to her book, she only got to enjoy the harvest of it for about a month. And then afterwards, all the accusations came out. And then 2 months after that, her son was arrested. And then a month after that, the plagiarism came out. And then a month after that, the evidentiary hearing came out. And people were like, ooh, you know, I didn't think Becky was actually part of the jury tampering. But after that, ooh, yikes, I don't know. Things weren't looking good. But I think it'll be very interesting to hear an update. I want to hear an update about what happened to her son afterwards, or what happened with her ethics. She had like an ethics complaint against her about, I think about something else. I don't know if that was involved in the wiretapping, maybe. She crashed pretty fast. Yeah. You know, like my human side, I do feel bad for her. Like, I'm like, damn, like that really sucks. Like imagine you're like, you know, you think you're on the high and up and, you know, you're about to release this book, maybe get your lake house, maybe you're tired, things are going well with you, your husband, you got your co-author, and then like bridges are burned and yeah, the public's against you. But like I said, the evidentiary hearing did not look good for her. I wish we were able to hear from more witnesses because we had a lot of conflicting stories. But at the end of the day, we did get a handful amount of people that were on the jury that were like, hey, she did say some stuff, you know? But the stuff that she was saying, it could just been like a prep, like, you know, kind of like one of those like prep talk or pep talk that you give to people. Like, hey guys, we're having Murdoch. He's going to go out there and he's going to testify. It's going to be an epic day. You know, maybe that was the type of talk that she was doing. But I don't know. We get a lot of conflicting stories because there were also a bunch of other jury members who were like, oh, she didn't say anything like that. I just feel like we need to hear from more people because I do want to know, is she lying or is she not lying? But the lies that we've uncovered so far was about the, I mean, maybe she forgot though. I don't know. I try to feel like when I try to evaluate people, but whether or not they're lying or not, I'm also trying to give them leeway. Like, oh, maybe they forgot. Maybe they made a mistake. You know, maybe it's not malicious. Maybe it's just a human thing. Silly Becky Hill. Oh, Ben, you're on the Twitch as well. Welcome. Wait, Ben, did you start on Twitch and then you came on YouTube? Like Icarus, she flew too close to the sun. Boy, but I know a lot of people are just like, I'm so over Becky Hill, Corey. I'm so over her. But I'm just so interested in this. I really am. I'm interested in this whole jury tampering stuff. I'm interested in how it's going to change things in maybe the legal world. I'm interested if there's going to be how it's going to go in Alec Murdaugh's appeal. I don't know. This seems like it's going to be a very long legal journey for the Murdaugh team. And now that they have it on the record that the judge, they believe from the judge that they believe, now they have it on the record from a judge who believes that Becky Hill was someone who was hungry for stardom and who engaged in, you know, saying some stuff. Like now that's on the record. Like, I don't know. I wonder how that's going to go for his appeal and stuff. I know that's why I'm just so interested. Like Becky Hill herself, I don't care about her. I'm just care about how this affects everything else. And yeah, it's going to be wild. I think the juror who felt more influenced could have been influenced by more than one person. If anything, it lets the authenticity of a person who is easily influenced. It was two jurors who admitted to looking at their phones. Oh, are you talking about for the day of the hearing? Hi, East. How are you doing today? Really? People don't like Twitch because they hate the ads on there. But I made it so on my Twitch, the ads have been minimized. I think before it used to be like 3-minute ads for every hour, but I made it so it's only like 30 seconds now because the ads on Twitch are pretty fucking brutal. People like the ads on YouTube better, or if you're like, if you have YouTube Premium, you don't have to watch ads. But if you do get ads, you can just hit the skip after like 5 seconds, right? Is that still a thing? But I mean, the jurors who said they watched the evidentiary hearing, it didn't sound malicious to me. It just seems like one person was on Facebook and then like was on there and then she quickly exited out of it. That's what she said. So I don't know. I feel like I would believe that. Yeah, was the Becky Hill test me live streamed it? Yeah, where they get the jurors letters instead of numbers. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I believed her. She was just like, oh, I pulled it up and I quickly exited out of it, which I can totally see. Because at first I was very disappointed. I was like, wait a second, the jurors, they should know better. You know, why would you watch other people testifying? But when she explained it, that, oh, it was an accident, I closed it out quickly, I was like, oh, okay. I can see that. But, I mean, it was the court's fault, though. They should have confiscated the phone to begin with, you know, or have a bailiff there to make sure people weren't, like, doing stuff on their phone. So, I don't know. There was, like, some really weird things that happened that day. It was just very unorganized. Maybe if they had Becky Hill overseeing everything, it would be more organized. I don't know. You think the retrial is, like, underwater? But I don't know, this whole Murdaugh stuff, we were all ready for it to die down. But because this whole jury tampering thing, or, you know, yeah, this whole jury tampering accusation and then Murdaugh, you know, going through the appeal stuff, I think that's what makes it really interesting. And then, like I said, like Becky Hill, I think, I don't feel like she was trying to get a guilty verdict. I think she was just an overzealous worker who was overstepping her bounds. And I just don't know why the fuck she would not be so careful when it comes to talking to the jurors. But yeah, like I said, I wish I had more people to that we can talk to, or not talk to, but I wish we had more people that testified that day, you know? But yeah. You didn't like Becky when you saw her response on the stand? You thought she was smug? I thought she was trying to be, I don't know. I feel like you could see it as smug or her just being like a sweet old lady, you know, who's just trying to be all bubbly and stuff. But there were some questions where, I don't know, I didn't like some of her responses that she gave to the judge. about whether or not she talked to the juror before Judge Newman found out about the egg lady stuff, about the ex-husband Facebook post. Some of the responses she was giving, I was like, I feel like, I don't know, there's like something a little bit off about it. But then again, Judge Newman didn't, to my knowledge, didn't specify which courthouse staff talked to a juror without his knowledge. Because I would love to hear from Judge Newman, and, you know, maybe Judge Newman would be like, oh, hey, it was Becky Hill, or maybe it was someone else. Like, I don't know. I just felt like there's so many gaps that needed filling. When she lied to the judge's face, I was done. She definitely looked like she was soaking her 50 minutes in the spotlight. She was writing herself. She's what? She's writing to herself like, oh no, not the ghost writing in the courtroom. But yeah, y'all, I just wanted to go over the Becky Hill stuff. Next week, we'll be back again for the sentencing of Hildebrand and Frankie. But if you guys, I don't know, I guess like, I want to do like some more like deep dive true crime story stuff. But I have some stories where I'm like, oh, I'm like interested in doing, or maybe I want to like refine the whole Edelson family shit. But I don't know. I'm like, I don't know what I should do. There's like so many stories that I'm interested in, but at the same time, I'm just like, eh. You don't have pre-rolls, which is great. I'll take an attitude for listening to your study. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think I have pre-roll as disabled, but sometimes they turn on though, because some people are like, hey, I just came to your stream and there's an ad. I'm like, oh, ew. That's the worst. Cargie, when you come to my funeral, you look fabulous in black. Oh, this is actually dark green. It's a dark green. I think it's like a Billie Eilish Nike collab where the check mark's like all funky looking. But thank you. I think I tried to go beyond my comfortability and try to wear things that are lighter or white, but they just don't look good on me. The Idaho stuff. Dude, I can't believe that the trauma. I mean, I can believe it because there's so much to go through. But man, the trial is like potentially happening next year, summertime. I feel so bad for the victims' families. But yeah, the Moscow stuff, we've definitely been keeping an eye on. Yeah, okay, so for our next stream, we're gonna do the sentencing stuff, and then there is an interview that I found that one of, I think, Wendy and Dan Markel's friend gave. I want to watch that. And then I want to watch Charlie's trial. I want to watch his cross-examination. I haven't seen it yet. Lisa, thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate all you guys being here. I'm going to end my stream now. I'm going to rest my throat. My throat is not great right now. I should have got some hot water to drink just to make my throat a little bit more soothing. But guys, thank you so much for putting up with my horrible reading. That font was just really tiny and it was driving me nuts a little bit. I should have just zoomed in. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know. I was having a brain moment. Yes, the socials. Join the Discord if you guys haven't already. Get your notifications on. Here are the socials. Checking all that. And guys, I hope you guys have a good one. Take care. And I will have this video up on my... Oh, I forgot. We have the Wendy Adelson her third interrogation, her final interrogation. That's going to come up this week. And then also this video will come up as well. But other than that, I will see y'all next week. Becky's fan club, Donna, Wendy, Amber, Rudy. Who's Rudy? Who's Rudy again? Much love from England. Oh, I want to go visit so much. Bye, East. I hope you have a good one. Guys, I hope you guys take care. I will see y'all next week. And take care. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Wait, what day is the sentencing? Oh, Tuesday. I will see you guys next Tuesday. Bye, everyone. We're gonna be, whenever they have the footage live, we will watch it. Because I don't know if it's gonna be live stream or if they usually film it first and then they release it. I think that's what they do. Yeah, I think that's what they do. All right, y'all. I hope you guys have a good one. Take care, and I will see you guys next week. And the videos that come out, check them out. Bye-bye.